Welcome to the Rajakalve session or the Rajakalve course that will be there now for understanding the issues, or how do you actually identify a Rajakalve, or how do you really know from where to look for a Rajakalve or for a drains that is within your property or wherever it is. And understanding all those things, we had planned this session. This session has been on a war footing just because we started on Thursday and we have now we are doing this session on Sunday with one of our experts who is a case officer and is presently posted as Assistant Commissioner GST for Bangalore City. Will be giving this knowledge to us with regarding to Rajakalves or drains. His expertise before even joining the government forces, he was with Capt Santhosh, has been with the army, and he is also a local resident of Muttanalluru Anekal area and has been working on the lakes and especially on the drains of Muttanalluru and all the surrounding areas, and has been able to successfully bring back kilometers of Rajakalves, kilometers of drain back to life, to see to it that today, because of those drains, we are seeing that where there could have been, by chance, if the drain was not there, there would have been flooding. What we saw in Bangalore has not happened over there because the drain was really means taking away all the water. And this was made possible by Captain Santhosh. So now I give it over to Captain Santhosh. I think so. He's a lake activist and a Rajakalve activist even before he became the Assistant Commissioner for GST. So I welcome him as part of our team of Friends of Lakes, and as person who is an activist or a environmentalist before he becomes a Assistant Commissioner, and also before that, his service to the nation also has been very great with regarding to a well-decorated captain in the army. Welcome, Captain.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I must thank you all for giving an opportunity to share my whatever knowledge. I must say that the knowledge, whatever I got on the Rajakalves and the lake ecosystem, how they're interconnected, are self-learned. It was my passion to get behind these lakes and Rajakalves, since I belong to a family of farmers. Till date too, we are agriculturists and we are still doing the agriculture next to lake bed area in Muttanalluru. I must tell you all, I must make you all understand what actually these Rajakalves are. Before I get into the importance of Rajakalves, the importance of lake ecosystem, and the importance of this sustainable, adjustable coexistence living along with the nature is must, and without that we will not be able to survive. If you see our past, if you see our history, if you see our culture, whatever the culture we have got in Bharata Varsha or Bharata Kanda, it is always been like living along with the nature in a very adjustable manner. We always is to dependent on the nature. Nature is to treat us like their own kids, and we survived for thousands of years. Now what is happening of late, this development and the whatever the influence of the external cultures on us and the technologies, whatever we have, as some way or the other is impacting our lakes and the Rajakalves, and the result we are getting offered now, and we are experiencing that result. Whatever we have done to the nature, today nature is giving a warning, to early warning to us, saying that you people have done enough with me, now you start facing for it. That's what has happened recently. You have seen what sort of situation has arisen to us. We happens to say that we have a very highly advanced city and we know everything which is there in the universe, but nature has taken its own course, and when nature has taken its course, we were not in a position to manage, and we become just a helpless creatures in front of the nature. As I proceed further, I'll take you along and explain you the why this flooding has happened, why this flooding has affected so much in Bangalore, what is the reason for it, and how we can get out of it, and what all the measures we need to take, how holistically we need to work, why, how synchronized we need to be, how it is important for us to be as a united force to manage whatever the disasters or whatever the challenges coming in front of us. Now, I'll try to share my screen. While I share my screen, please watch out the things what I'll be showing on Facebook as well as on the Google Earth. Okay, now I'll take you to the this was the situation. You can see what all things that happened in Bangalore. Just have a glimpse of it.
Just after a few minutes of rain, this is the Spice Garden Road.
This is what Bangalore has become with a just 1 week of rain. Now I wanted to tell you what made what actually has happened, what went wrong to have this sort of situation in Bangalore is very clearly takes us to the point. It is all because of choking of the storm water drains. Storm water drains is also called as Rajakaluways in Kannada. These Rajakaluways carry the water from one lake to the another lake, from one catchment area to the lake, from the lake to lake, from lake to stream, canal, from canal to the river, sometimes it is into the ocean. It's all the thing, interconnected thing. Now, with the help of Google Earth, I'll try to show you how the Bangalore whole ecosystem is interconnected, how the whole city drainage system is connected to each other, how it works. Once you know that, then you will be able to understand how this Bangalore is designed, how this Bangalore is all about, and how this Bangalore drainage system has been designed with. Now I'll show you, share you the screen. see our whole Bangalore system. See, we are at elevation of 3,000 feet from the mean sea level. And this is how our whole Bangalore city drain network is interconnected. This is how you can see those lines. Once we get aligned with this, I'll explain you. This is the Hebbal Valley, where we can see here. This is the Hebbal Nagavara Valley. This complete area is the Hebbal Nagavara Valley. The second here is the Arkavati Valley. The third, which comes to the Rishubhavati Valley over here. Then it comes to the Suvarnamukhi Valley over here. Then it comes to the Koramangala Chalagatta Valley over here. Now, let's move on to know the thing, what actually went wrong over here and what actually has happened. Now, we move into the Koramangala Chalagatta Valley to understand what actually has happened here. Why this flooding happened here. Now, I straight away move into the Rainbow Drive area. Rainbow Drain area. This is your complete Rainbow Drain area. This is your Aldena Ali Lake, Ali Lake. And this is where this complete Rainbow Drive thing you can see here. And this is the main Sarjapura road. This is the main Sarjapura road. You can see the lakes here. That time this complete area was flooded. Now you can see a blue line over here, light blue line over here. This is the drain. You can see this line. This is basically a storm water, a drain of this area. And now you can see the drains over here. Now you can see multiple drains over here. Now you can see the lake here. From the lake, this drain needs to flow out. Now what is happening? You can see a lot of construction over here where the drain is supposed to be flowing freely. Now once this drain is choked up somewhere, say the drain get choked up over here, obviously it will start pushing water backward towards the lake source. Once the water getting pushed towards the lake source, what will happen? The area which is before that choked up area will start getting flooded to an extent. Once the pressure of the water improves, again this choked up the area, either it will break or it will start moving towards left or right side. That is the same thing has happened in the Rainbow Wala area, and that's why the whole area got flooded. And a similar thing happened here also in your Bellanduru area. Same thing has happened. Now, if you see all these areas, once you know, you will understand the thing. Now, I'll take you to the whole ecosystem of understanding these Rajakaluves and how they're interconnected, how they are important, how they move. Now, I'll take you to the one of the lake in Anekal Taluk that's called as Gattahalli Lake. Whatever the water which falls at the Koramangala area, this is the Koramangala area. You can see the Koramangala area, and this is the Chalagatta. This is the Chalagatta area. Now, whatever water falls in that this area, this is a valley. You can see the valley here. You can see the valley here. See, whatever the water is falling here, whatever the water is falling here, it has to flow like this, and it has to reach into this lake. Whatever area it has to flow. These valleys, what they will do, the complete water which is flowing over here, it has to reach to Bellanduru. Whatever area, water which is falling here in this area, catchment area, has to reach to Bellanduru. From Bellanduru, it has to move to the Vartur. Now you can see the Vartur lake over here. This is the Bellanduru lake over here. This is the Emaluru area. You can see the Emaluru area over here. This is the Bellanduru lake. Now you need to understand these lakes are interconnected. You can see the stormwater drain network over here. Now, what actually has happened with our Bangalore? The whatever water has to flow from Bellanduru to Vartur, the stormwater drain has gotten a capacity to carry water. Sometimes it may be 100 mld, sometimes it may be 200 mld, sometimes it may be 300 mld. 300 mld stands with your 30 crore liters of water per day. Say what happens once this lake is full, the water has to flow out through its waste wire or sluice gate. Sluice gate is in a smaller output this area, and the waste wire is in a larger output area. Sluice gates are basically used for using the water for the agriculture purposes. Once upon a time, this complete area was used for agriculture. This area was used for agriculture. This is the military area, the Ibuluru camp and all the area was used for agriculture. How it is to happen, the whatever water is filled with this lake used to be sent out through the sluice gates, and sluice gates used to carry the controlled amount of water, whatever is required for the agriculture, whatever required for that wetland area, whichever area it is catering for. Now, this waste wire is to carry the water, excess water, whatever water which is required in the lake, which will stay in the lake. The water which is above than the capacity of the lake has to flow out of the lake. That's where this waste wire is always above than the sluice gates, and sluice gates at one place and the waste wires at the other place. Some of the lakes, whatever we have seen, whatever we have in Bangalore, some lakes has got single waste wire, some lakes has got double waste wire, some lakes has got 3 waste wire. All this waste wire always designed on the principle of elevation. The first wire, the lowest waste wire will be carrying the larger amount of water. The second waste wire will be carrying the lesser than the first waste wire, which is at the lower elevation. The third waste wire will be carrying the lesser amount compared to all the 2 waste wires, which are at the lower elevation compared to the third waste wire. Once I reach into the Muttanalluru lake, I'll be able to explain it to you in detail to understand how this whole waste wires concept work. Now what happens? The whatever the water has to flow from the waste wire, which are at the lower elevation, has to move, has to flow through this Raja Kaluve. Now you guys can see here, this is the Raja Kaluve. Now this Raja Kaluve has to move from here. This Raja Kaluve has to flow from here. Then it has to cross from here. It has to reach the next lake, whichever is there in the that's connected link. Now, if anything happens, if any this thing what blockage anywhere here, you can see the stormwater drains now. See, the width of the stormwater drains needs to be found out from the documents which are recorded at 1923 or 1883 such, where the British has clearly recorded the width of these drains. If the water carrying capacity of this drain is choked anywhere, say if someone tries to encroach this area, it tries to reduce the width of this drain, obviously what happens, the water whatever has to flow from this drain will start returning back and start flooding this area, and this area will automatically get converted as a lake. That's why it's always said, whatever the water has to be left to flow through these drains needs to be desilted regularly and needs to be kept to their standard optimal the capacity. If we, most of you may be thinking, how we know the capacity of the drain? If you take the original map, if you take the original calculation, and once we proceed further with this discussion, I'll explain you how to calculate the drain width and how to ensure that where this drain flows and how this drain is going to flow. Now, say here, if someone tries to create some sort of obstruction over here, the whatever is here, it will be flowing back. Once it starts flowing back, either it will be flooding this area or it will be flooding this area, or after a certain point, it may break the obstruction itself over here. Once it breaks the obstruction over here, it is not necessary all the water has to flow in this drain, because whatever the accumulated water, the water itself will act as a larger capacity lake, and it will start breaking the whatever the things which comes in its course of movement. Now, the capacity of the drain was not optimal over here in this area. Because of that, what has happened? All the whatever the flooding you have seen, that flooding has happened because of non-availability of optimal, proper drains for it to carry its water to the lake. You can see the valley over here. Now you can see the natural valley over here. You can see how the stormwater drains. See this valley. Now I'll tell you the relation between this Bellandaru Lake and the Muttalluru Lake and the Bidraguppe Lake. Now I'll be able to explain you with this help of this Google Earth. Now we can see the whatever water is flowing from this Muttalluru Lake through its 4 Rajakaluves. This lake at Muttalluru has got 4 Rajakaluves compared to whatever you're seeing at the Bellandaru. This is the Rajakaluve number 1, Rajakaluve number 2, Rajakaluve number 3, Rajakaluve number 4. All the water which is coming out from the Muttalluru, this is called as a discharging lake. This is called as a receiving lake, which is there in the down, is called as Bidraguppe Lake. Now we can see Bidraguppe Lake discharges water. This is called as a discharging lake, and the further place wherever this water flows will be the receiving lake. Now this water which is coming from the Bellandaru and Vartur area will be coming, which will be flowing towards this valley, which is you can see at the Tamil Nadu. This is the Vasur. All the water which is flowing from this Vartur valley and this thing what Korbangla Chalagatta and the Anekal valley has to flow and join at this place. You can see here. This is the main dam over here. This is the Kelvarpalli Dam, which I told before also. This is the Kelvarpalli Dam. All the water which is falling in this area, including Anekal, Bangalore, and all reaches into this place. You can see how naturally these drains are connected. You can see the drain network over here. Because there is no development in this area, because these drains are at the optimal level, optimal capacity. That's why the water is flowing freely in the Tamil Nadu area, without getting flooded and without flooding the complete area. Now if you see where all we are facing the problem, we are facing the problem where all the development is happening. Now if you see this area, if you try to see the drain networks are not clearly visible. You may be having a question to say why these drains are not maintained properly. We will discuss those questions further, and once we reach further, we will be able to see how the whole system is getting affected, how we need to ensure these drains needs to be kept at an optimal capacity. Now I'm getting a question, how do we get 1923 map depicting Rajakaluve? Soon I'll be showing those maps and I'll come in detail explanation to that. I'll give you complete explanation on that. Please post your question. This is a schedule. Okay. Now I'll move further. Now I'll explain you how these drains are. I will be giving example of certain lakes and certain Rajakaluves which are ideally in a working condition after we done a lot of intervention and research on that, and we were able to clear the encroachment. Because of that encroachments, eviction, today our drains are in optimal capacity to carry water. Because of that, our area, which is the Anekal area, is not getting flooded like a Bangalore flooding is happening. Now this is the Gattali Lake. You can see the stormwater drain over here. This stormwater drain is passing through in a layout, a residential area. Recently, we have cleared this encroachment, whatever was there. There are 2 drains for this lake. This is the first drain, waste wire 1. This is the waste wire 2. You can see the waste wire 2. All the complete water, whatever flows from here, comes into this area and this takes this route. Both the drains were not in a workable condition, not in a serviceable condition, and then both the drains joins at this place. Then they flows into Uskuru Lake. Now this Uskuru Lake is again a larger lake built by the Chola Maharaja, Raja Chola I. It had two wastewares. Presently, we have got only one wasteware for this lake. The second wasteware is not in a serviceable condition. You can see another stormwater drain which will be passing through this area. Again, it will get connected at this point. This is the main serviceable stormwater drain. Due to non-availability of this particular stretch of stormwater drain, water used to flow in this area. You can see the flooding over here. In 2021, I took a efforts to clear, survey and mark this drain. Now this drain got clear. After this drain got clear, the complete water is flowing into Singenagrara Lake. Most of you might have heard about the Singenagrara Lake, how we developed this lake. In 2021, I took initiative to clear the stormwater drain and develop this lake. Now you can see this is the wasteware of Singenagrara Lake. Now you can see the width of the wasteware. That's why I bought into Anekal Taluk lakes to show you, because this is the first lake which I have developed. This is the first lake where I cleared the encroachment. This is the first lake I developed with the natural this thing. And friends of lakes, so Ramprasad and Dr. Inayatullah sir of the Bangalore Water Institute helped me in planning the stormwater drain and the lake clearance and restoration. You can see here, this is the size of the drain here. It is around 100+ feet. Later it comes into the width of around 40 feet. Now you can see, this is where we have cleared the stormwater drain. This is where we have cleared the stormwater drain. Friends, I'll be taking a more of the time to just to make you understand how actually these drains work. Now this is this picture on 9/2022. Let's go back and see. In 2020, there was no drain here. You can see the condition of this lake. See, you can see the encroachment over here. You can see the complete encroachment over here. Now, there was no drain here. You can see. Now I'll show you how we have restored the drain. In 2022, what you have got is this. Now you can see a complete drain, which will be carrying whatever the water comes out from this lake. Then it reaches into this pond. This is Gangesha pond. It acts as a buffer over here. From there, again, you can see the drain here. This is called as Raja Kalave. Now this drain passes like this. Similar way, this complete drain passes and gets connected with the Muttanalluru Lake, one of the largest lake. Now again, this drain, the green drain was cleared by us. This is the stormwater drain. This is the wasteware one from Muttanalluru to Bidruguppe Lake. Now you can see the stormwater drain over here. Now you can see the stormwater drain over here. Now you can see the stormwater drain. This is the stormwater drain. Now I'll show you what it was 1 year back. Now you can see nothing over here. Not even even a small hint to show that there was a drain. Now you can see nothing. All agriculture fields. Because of these people's encroachment of this drain, complete water used to flood the Muttanalluru Amani Kere area. Now just watch this area. Now you see a large drain which has been recreated, and now this drain is carrying water from Muttanalluru Lake to Battalakere Lake. Now this is the Battalakere. From there, again we need to recreate one more drain. This is the second drain. We will be clearing it soon. Now if you see the second drain, these people enclosed this drain and made a road for themselves by obstructing and blocking the flow of water into next lake. The interesting thing, this Muttalnuru lake receives around 70 to 80 lakes water, and that water flows into Bidruguppe lake. This Bidruguppe lake receives around 101 lakes water, and the water from Bidruguppe lake flows into Tamil Nadu, and that reaches into Kelvarapalli. Similarly, another valley, this is Anekal Valley. Anekal Valley water, Anekal Dodekere receives water from Mutyala Madugu, and from the Banerghetta forest, all the water comes into the Anekal lake. From Anekal lake, this red line is the new stormwater drain. What we will be creating today, if you see on the ground, there is no stormwater drain over here. There is no existence of stormwater drain. Soon we will be clearing 11 kilometers of stormwater drains to connect these 11 lakes. This is Anekal Lake. Anekal Lake. This is the Sidivaskote Lake. This is a Nanjundayana Kere. Here is a Nanjundayana Kere. You can see the Nanjundayana Kere. We will take the water from Anekal Dodekere. We will take water from Nanjundayana Kere. We will take water from the Sidivaskote Kere. The important thing, whatever water falls on this catchment area, all reaches into this lake, and we need to efficiently take this water out to leave it to the next lake. Next lake will be the Sidivaskote lake. From there, we come to Kamasandra Bagadanelli lake. Kamasandra lake is here. From Kamasandra lake, we will take this water into the Bagadanelli lake. If you see these lakes are dry lakes now, partially filled lakes now. Once we connect all these lakes with the stormwater drain, which we will be clearing it sometime now. The planning is happening, the DPR is happening from some time now, and we will be clearing these drains by 2023 August 15th. Once we clear all these drains, and all the lakes which I am showing you over here will be efficiently made to fill themselves and to be sustainable. This is the Marsur Lake, en route Settalli Lake. This side is a Tatanali Lake. Then we will be connecting Marsur Agrara Lake, Maisandra Lake. Then we will be taking the water into the Areyalli Lake. From Areyalli Lake, we will be connecting it to Attibele Lake. Most of the people who are not even aware there wasn't a lake for Attibele, people used to say it's a Tamil Nadu lake. In reality, this lake, 70% of this lake belongs to Karnataka. That is called as Attibele Moolakere. And then the Jujuvadi, which amounts into around 30% of the lake area. Before 1956 reorganization, both Karnataka, this area was part of the Mysore presidency. This area was part of the Karnataka. After the reorganization, this area went to Tamil Nadu, and the rest of this upper area remained with the Karnataka. Whatever division you done, whatever divisions you people do, but water has got no division, water has got no boundaries, water has got no state, and this drains has got no state, because they have to flow. Whatever water falls in Bangalore, that has to reach to the Vasur, that has to reach to the Kelvarapalli Dam. For the Kelvarapalli Dam, it has to go to the Krishnagiri Dam. From the Krishnagiri, it has to go to the ocean. That's how the whole thing is designed with. Now this mega drain will be for about 15 kilometers, and this drain from the Bidruguppe to the Tamil Nadu border, again we will be clearing this drain also. We will be clearing the one drain from this Chandapura Lake to this is what Muttalnuru Lake. Now I'll take you further to explain you the ecosystem. This is the electronic city. The electronic city, whatever the water falls here, it needs to flow into the Veerasandra Lake. You can see Veerasandra Lake over here. It needs to fall into Veerasandra. From Veerasandra, it has to come to the Yabbagodi. From Yabbagodi, it will flow into the Kamasandra Lake. Again, the Shikaripalli Lake flows into this thing what Margondana Lake. Margondana Lake from Tirupalli. From again Tirupalli Lake, water comes into Yabbagodi Lake. From Yabbagodi Lake, again it goes to the Kamasandra 1, Kamasandra 2. Then it moves to the Ilalge Lake. From Ilalge Lake, it comes to the Chandapura. Another channel, Chandapura Lake receives water from Kachanayakanhalli Lake. Kachanayakanhalli Lake receives water from the Yarandalli Lake. Recently, we have cleared stormwater drains at Kachanayakanhalli. I'll take you in detail and explain you how we have cleared the drains in the Kachanayakanhalli. This is the largest lake in Anekal Taluk called as an Yannagra Lake. Yannagra Lake receives water from, one is Bande Nalsandra. Bande Nalsandra receives water from Kalsanahalli. Kalsanahalli receives water from the Wabasandra. Another stream, you can see here, it is called Nanjapura Kere. Nanjapura Lake receives water from the Ullimavu Lake. Ullimavu Lake receives water from the Yesbingipura Lake. Now this Ramasandra Lake also flows into the Injapura Lake. Another important valley and important stream over here. Kalbalu Lake water flows into the Vade Marchanalli. This water flows down and reaches into the Yanagra Kere. Again, Argate Lake flows into Yanagra Lake. Now another stream, this thing what Mastanalli Lake flows into Yanagra Lake flows into Chandapra into Muttal into Bidruguppe. Now you people, I hope you people understood the logic and understood the whole this the networking of these lakes. This how this 101 lakes reaches into our Bidruguppe. From this, all the water which is flowing reaches into the Kelvarpalli Dam. This is about a one taluk where 254 lakes. Now you can imagine 830 lakes, how they will be flowing, how they will be interconnected, what will be the quantum of water, how it will flow. Now I'll explain you how each lake is contributing to another lake. Now let's get back to our standard thing. Gattahalli receives water from Rayasandra Lake. Say Rayasandra Lake may be having outward discharge of 100 mld per day. 100 mld will be passing through the stormwater drain into the Gattahalli Lake. By the time it reaches into the Gattahalli Lake, imagine the Gattahalli Lake is full and it will be overflowing. Now the overflow of the Gattahalli Lake may be for the two sources. The one source is from the Rayasandra, second source from the its own drains, catchment drains. Now the catchment drains discharging to this lake will be say around 70 mld, and the discharge from the Rayasandra Lake maybe say about around 100 mld. Now the total discharge from the Gattahalli Lake may be from 160 mld to 170 mld. Now the complete whatever it is getting discharged, this is called as the discharging lake. Now the receiving lake will be Uskuru Lake. Now Uskuru Lake will be receiving the direct flow of 160 to 170 mld, and its catchment receiving will be around 100 maybe around 150 mld at that point of time. And at the same time, this complete lake is filled. Now what happens? The outward discharge. Now the discharging lake will be Uskur. The receiving lake will be Singena Agrara. Now the ideal discharge, the optimal discharge may be around 300 mld. If the 300 mld flows out from these drains, that Uskur, Singanagrara may be receiving 300 mld from the Uskur. Now you can imagine how the situation will be. Now the size of the drain at the Rayasandra, may be X. The size of the drain at the Gattahalli needs to be more than the what it was there in the Rayasandra. The size of the out discharging drain of the Uskur needs to be the larger than the Gattahalli Lake. The outward discharging lakes, the stormwater drains needs to be larger than the Uskuru. Now we can see why these stormwater drains always gets bigger the way it flows, keep on flowing downwards. This is the logic. This is why we always tell that never try to choke the drains, because we never know which lake discharges what amount of water, which lake breaks is one, which lake breaks is waste where. Say if any lake in this ecosystem is breached due to some weak bund, due to some waste wear, due to some sort of wrong this thing what maintenance or whatever, the otherwise it may be due to some heavy flooding happening at the lakes which are before them. Say Rayasandra Lake breaches, obviously the complete water will come into this lake. This lake will also breach, because this lakes has got certain capacity to hold their water. They are not designed 4 times or 5 times the capacity water to them to hold. If you see, most of these lakes are man-made lakes, because almost all the lakes which are there in the Bangalore are the man-made lakes. Once these lakes are being used for doing the agriculture and the local requirement and the local need, these lakes are never designed like dams with the cement and the mortar. Now we can see, if anything been done with this lake, any unscientific development of this lake, unscientific development, unscientific construction of wasteware may lead into breach of this wasteware. Non-maintenance of the wasteware can maybe lead into the breach of this wasteware. Or excessive rainfalls in this area, or the bunds capacity not to hold that load may lead into the breach. The complete water comes into the next lake will get to over flooded and over capacitated, then this water will start flowing into next lake. That's why I always tell the lakes, Rajakaluves needs to be kept to optimal capacity. That's why every Rajakaluve has got a buffer zone. In case of anything which unwanted happens, anything undesirable happens, anything plant happens, these stormwater drains will take care of it with their buffer zones. If you start constructing on buffer zones, if you start choking these drains, we will not be in a position to make that water flow into the downward lakes. If any that water if doesn't flow into the downward lake, then it will lead you to the disaster situation what has happened in Bengaluru recently. Now someone is asking me, can you clarify about the white lines? These are all the things which have been plotted by me. I have studied the maps. Now I'll show you the maps. I get the data, how I do all this flatting, because until unless you don't walk in the ground, until unless you don't study in the ground, you will not be able to mark exactly where this drain is. This is not notional thing. It is an approximate, 90% is approximate to the virginal drains. And these are all the drain networks which we are showing it to people. And these are all the drains. We green color, we have clear drain. Red color, we are about to go clear drains. And this is the color which we will be showing it. We are going to clear these drains in near future. This is how this whole ecosystem. Now I'll move back and I'll start taking certain points. After that, again, I'll come back to things. Now, if anyone has got any questions, they can raise now. Ram sir, if you want to raise any questions, you can raise. And after this session, basically, I've given the background and importance of the Rajakaluve now. And now onwards, I'll be telling how to study Rajakaluves. If anyone has got any questions, they can raise now.
Sir, there are questions, but I think they can be taken at the end because you have not covered that topic till now. So we will wait till the end.
No. I'll come into that. Basically, I wanted to know what actually the our viewers wanted to know, because everyone knows that we are going to discuss about Rajakaluve. Now everyone knows that I'm going to explain about the Rajakaluves. Now I just to give them the importance of the Rajakaluves. If they got any particular question which needs to be included in this discussion, I can take those questions.
Sir,
Yes.
My name is Valli. I'm from Beladur area. I just want to know, how do you start identifying where the Rajakaluve is?
Yeah, I'll answer that question, madam. I'll be answering that question. The next this thing will be that only. I'll show you how to get the complete information of Rajakaluves, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chetan Mahadev, please unmute and say your put your question.
Sir, see, you have shown the other part of the area where it gets connected, but maybe if it would help us, because the recent flooding happened in Emblur and Belandur area, right, where that gets obstructed. If you can show through the map, that will help.
If you have observed clearly, initially I started up with the Belandur Lake only.
Correct.
See what happens if it is in a highly urbanized area, it will become difficult for us to make people understand how the lake network or Rajakaluves are connected with. Just I gave you the initial background to understand about the Rajakaluves. Going further, I will be explaining in detail how to find out that Rajakaluve.
Sure.
Jayashri Mishra has put a question in YouTube. She says she is asking, how will the Rajakaluves be cleaned and made free to flow?
Yeah, I'll show you that, sir, and I'll take you through how we have done it, and you can understand the basics and you can follow that, sir.
So one of the things that I want to, after Captain Sir finished the whole this thing. One of the things that I want to make is that the lakes and Raja Kalves not only take the water but also buffer the water, whatever is coming. And all of us who are here have to understand that the upper lake buffers the kind of flooding or something that comes to the lower lake. So in one of the things, Captain had showed that, there's a pond which buffers. So like that, there are buffering zones. That means usually we call them as flood mitigation zones or zones. So the lakes as flood mitigation zones and rejuvenating them in those matters also becomes very important. And in this regard, the Chalagatta Lake, which is just above the Belandur Lake, also becomes a very important part of this whole series. And the encroachment of Chalagatta Lake also should be seen as serious as the Raja Kalves and others.
There are some questions, sir. One question is, can virginal Rajakalve path diverted? Yes, I'll answer that question. Next, any intervention of wastewater treatment part? Okay, we will try to answer that. If we can clarify where are the lines, blue lines, red, yes, we have already covered. Okay, sir, any more questions?
Namaste, sir. This is Chaitanya speaking.
Yes,
just
madam.
wanted to know how much is the buffer zone for Rajakalve?
I'll come into that, madam. When I'm explaining with Rajakalve, today I'm going to explain in detail. Today we have got enough of time. I'll be going to answer each and every questions of yours.
Thank you.
Okay, please feel free to ask questions, and I want more questions. I want more of public involvement. I want more of people to know about the Rajakalve. So I don't want anyone to fall prey for the Rajakalve. Someone does the mistake and the innocent people are people will pay for it. I don't want that to happen.
Good afternoon, sir. Kapil this side. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
I just want to know, when we are talking this term Rajakalve, it is something like a network of streams in any watershed. So any specific stream order we are talking, or it is just from order 1 to order any hierarchical structure? So when we are referring to a Rajakalve, it is like a last stream order or a first stream order.
See what actually happens here. First, for that, we need to see the topography of the area where you are sitting. Now, you need to see the topography of Bangalore, how Bangalore is designed and where we are. Once you understand that Bangalore has got 5 valleys. One is the Yebbala Nagavara Valley, one is the Arkavati Valley, one is the Vishbhavati Valley, one is the Suvarnamukhi Valley, and the last one is the Kormangala Chalagatta Valley. If you take this Yebbala Nagavara Valley, the design of Yebbala Nagavara Valley is totally different from the Kormangala Chalagatta Valley, because elevation differs, places differs, and the flow differs. If you are asked about the first order or the last order, when it comes to the Rajakalves, it has got something called as, it starts from the first lake. Now we need to find out which is the first lake in the Yebbala Nagavara Valley. And now I shown you about the Anekal Taluk. Anekal Taluk has got 5 valleys. Anekal Taluk is a subset of the another valley. This thing is the Bangalore Valley. Likewise, we need to study. The Rajakalves has got a different categories when it comes to the sizes. Otherwise, the main function of all the drains are the same.
Okay, sir. So we can consider it is the interconnection between the 2 lakes, any 2 lakes. Something
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
Sometimes what happens, sir, to make it very simple, Rajakalves are nothing but a small rivers.
Okay.
These are river tributaries.
Sir, any historical significance? Because the name.
Yes, we have. You need to refer to the Raja Chola. If you study the Chola dynasty and their work with the lakes and the stormwater drains, you will understand a lot. Because most of the lakes which I have seen are done by the Chola Maharajas, and they have survived themselves for about 1,000 years. Now I'll give you the simple example. You go to the Kuskur Lake and the temple which is built by the Chola Maharaja. You come to Singanagara Lake, which is built by the Chola Maharaja. If you come to the Muttanallur Lake, built by Chola Maharaja. Bellanduru Lake, built by Chola Maharaja. Then if you come down to the Viruguppe, built by Chola Maharaja. Then you go to Anekal, the Anekal Dodekare, built by Chola Maharaja. All the lakes which he has built, all the lakes which he has designed, all the lakes are interconnected through Rajakalves.
So there might be possibility they might be used for transportation.
Yes, you can. If you come with me, I'll take you onto the ground. I'll show you the ground. Once we before we start, I am going to play a video now. In that, I'll show you how we have done one Rajakalave and how Rajakalave actually looks like. Once you know that, then you will understand what actually the Rajakalave. Then I'll take you further, and then we will having it in this thing what in detail discussion about knowing Rajakalave, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Anyone has got any more questions?
Sir, I have a very basic question with respect to
Yes, sir,
stormwater drain. See, we also see there are lots of drains, big drains, right? Some of the lakes are adjoining with the big drains also. Sometimes people call that also as a stormwater drain, right? Basically, so what is the difference between the Rajakalave? Will it mix to the drainage with the sewage which goes, right? Basically, I'm talking about the sewage, basically, which gets mixed to adjacent to the lakes, which is built up. For example, in Dodanakundi lake, we have a big sewage line going up just beside that lake, right? Is it a Rajakalave or is it a sewage drain which connects to the entire city drains? That I'm not clear, basically.
Sir, if you see the history of Bangalore, just to get back 100 years back to the Bangalore city and see, even if you see in 1970s and 80s, there is nothing called as a sewage drains.
Okay.
It is always Rajakalaves.
Okay, now it is
whatever is flowing inside the cities are all Rajakalaves. That's why I always say that you need to get back to 1923 or you need to get back to the 1883s to know the drain sizes. And now, if you see the size of the Bangalore in 1900s, it was negligible. Whatever the discharge used to happen from the households, that was negligible because the rainfall was same. Lakes were same. In fact, the lakes were much more than what we are today. So whatever is to get, it is to get diluted in the water, it is to flow out. That time there was no industries. That was the percolation of water was more. More of the water is to get percolated into the ground. The flow is to restricted. Villages were very small. Habitations were very small. That's why they never used to have a drains. This drains concept came when the sewage drains, when we started developing urbanized townships.
Okay.
And today, even this thing what K100 project and all, they're trying to segregate the sewage drain from the Rajakalave. One is the water carrying drain, second one is the sewage carrying drain. That's how it needs to be. But we have not done most of the places. All the sewage has been left out to the stormwater drain, like you rightly point out to us. Today, we have got confused to say which one is Rajakalave, which one is a sewer drain. Rajakalave has turned up as a sewer drains.
Yeah, I think you clarified my point.
So, any questions?
This is Gautam. I stay in Uttaralli, Captain.
Yes, sir.
So there are a couple of questions. There,
Yes.
I stay very close to a lake called Subramanyapura Kere.
Yes, sir.
Right, and for years, BBMP is trying to do I don't know what, but they're trying to revive. I suppose. I mean, on a positive note, I feel that they're trying to revive, right? But the work is going on and on. There is encroachment along the lake. Now, currently, as I'm standing next to the lake, and they are trying to build some bit of stormwater drain. What happened in the last 15 days? There was heavy rain, and good thing is lake got filled. But I don't know if it is supposed to be from the Rajakalave. And the other question that I have is, there is encroachment along the lake, right? Which obviously disrupts the ecosystem, disrupts the stormwater drain or Rajakalave. How do we approach this problem, Captain?
Sir, you got a very interesting and valid point. Why it is interesting? See, this lake is very much in a very developed area. And the BBMP is handling it. And BBMP has got all the records of this lake, all the data available with this lake, all the drain network data available with them. They need to ensure that all the stormwater drains which has been recorded in the 1920 document needs to be revived back so that the lakes will be receiving its natural flowing water. Now, the question comes, where we get this natural flowing water? This natural flowing water comes with the rain surface runoff. Now, since the complete area got developed, the complete has got concretized, and all the water will flow through the drains, whatever. Now, when this water flow through the drains, your sewer also joins with this water and flows inside the lake. Now, this is the reason, this is how the whole lakes get contaminated. Before this water reaches into the lake, that needs to be treated. The point one, what you asked for the drains needs to be ensured with their integrity to the original size. Second one, sewer needs to be segregated from the rainwater runoff. Now, getting complete pure rainwater runoff is a big challenge for us, like areas like yours, and treating them and leaving to the lake makes sense. Subjected efficiently, they do it so.
Got it, sir. Captain, how as a responsible citizen, how do we make sure work is happening properly? I mean, it's a very controversial thing. We leave it saying BBMP is handling it. How do we as citizens know what is the plan of BBMP and how do we monitor what they're doing?
See, my first question, who is the owner of the lake?
Government.
No, it is we.
Thank you.
We are the owners of the lake.
Okay.
Until unless you don't take the ownership of your lake, who will come and take the ownership of your lake?
Absolutely, sir. I mean, I completely
agree. We need to change that mentality.
Sir,
it is no one's lake. It is our lake.
Absolutely, sir. I agree. I completely agree with you. So where do I start? I want to take up responsibility.
Now I'll tell you how we need to get into first what you wanted to see. You wanted to protect the lake. You wanted to protect the stormwater drains. First, you need to decide which one is important, stormwater drain or lake.
Lakes are very important as an ecosystem.
But I'll tell you, stormwater drains are more important.
Okay.
You got your heart. Heart pumps your blood.
Yes. Very, very true.
Heart pumps your blood. Who carries the blood?
Correct. The stormwater drains.
Carries it, leaves it to your kidneys and your liver and all, na?
Absolutely, sir.
Until unless you don't keep your nervous fit and fine and blockage free, how can you think about surviving?
Very, very valid.
Lot of people, they're confusing people and they're taking people into wrong direction, saying that you develop the lake. No, first you develop the stormwater drain. Separate the sewer from the stormwater drain. Treat the water which is coming into the thing. Lakes are man-made lakes. Even Correct. If you don't clean them, they will hold some water.
Correct.
Once stormwater drains are cleared, all the lakes will become active. Once lakes will become active, you are forced to clean them.
Correct.
And you will never be in a position to run for the water.
Right.
That's why heart attack always happens because of the vessels. Isn't it, sir?
No, I agree. I agree completely, Captain. Very, very true. So I wanted to know where we start because
next session will be that only, sir. I'll take you through that.
Mr. Ram, you had several questions. Please unmute and put your questions. Not Ramprasad. Ram. There is a separate user called
but
Ram.
we'll go ahead with this thing and we'll come back to the the Captain sir.
Sir, we will
finish the Rajakalve thing and
yes, sir. Sir, I'll play one video and after that I'll come back, sir.
Yes, sir. So let us finish that and we can take in the last week and again.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Now you can see the flowing water over here. This water is flowing into Matalakare. This water is coming from Muttaralluru Lake. This is the stormwater drain what we have done recently. which runs for about 4.5 kilometers from Muttalur to the lake, which is nearby us. In the background, you can see Wipro SEZ, which is coming up at Sarjapura. In front of you is the lake area where the people are found standing there. That's where the Batalakere lake starts. You can see. Tomorrow these poles may get collapsed from here. But one water wire over here. This is the stormwater drain you can see in the front. ಮುಂದೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಚಿತ್ರದ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಚಿತ್ರಣ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಈ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಿದಿರುಗುಪ್ಪೆ ಕೆರೆ ತಲುಪಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಕೆರೆ ಕೋಡಿಯ ಭಾಗ. ಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಒಂದು ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಂದು ಕೆರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತುಂಬುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಈಗ. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಗಂಟೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬಿದ ನಂತರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಮುನೇಶ್ವರನ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕೆರೆಯ ಕೋಡಿಯ ಭಾಗ. ತರ್ತೀನಿ ಇದನ್ನ.
ಒಂದು 15 ದಿವಸ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ತಿರ್ಗಾ ನೀರು ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು.
ಓಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅದರ ಗಮನವನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಗಮನವನ್ನು ಸೆಳೆದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಒಂದ್ ದಿವಸ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಕಾಲುವೆ
ಬೇಗ
ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋದೊಂದು ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಇತ್ತು. Update of Operation Stormwater Drain. We are reclaiming stormwater drain which is running in Singanagar lake. Now we will be reclaiming our stormwater drains. Another 1.5 kilometers from here to reach nearby lake. Every year we need to maintain it on a yearly basis.
ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ದಶಕಗಳಿಂದ ಬತ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದ ಅನೇಕ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ಕೆರೆಗಳು ಇಂದು ನಳನಳಿಸುತ್ತಿವೆ. ಕೆರೆಗಳ ಹೊರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರಿದೆ. ಗಿಡಗಂಟಿಗಳಿಂದ ತುಂಬಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದು ನೀರಿನ ವೈಡೂರ್ಯ. ಅನೇಕ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ಕೆರೆಗಳು ಇಂದು
Okay. Okay, now what I will be doing, just I showed you people about the stormwater drain, what we have done. Initially, I showed with the Google Earth. That is the stormwater drain, which is connecting with the Batalakere. The Batalakere is receiving water from the Muttalur lake. That's what I showed you here. The second drain, what I showed you with the video was the Singanagrara lake drain, how we are reclaiming. The complete stormwater drains were missing from this thing usage, and we tried to reclaim those drains. Now I try to share the screen and try to explain you about the drain network. How you need to go and how to find the stormwater drains. Now let's see, this is the one map where each lake, how they are connected has been depicted over here. You can see here. This is how the lakes, the one lake to another lake, how the Rajakalve has been connected is depicted at a larger scale. Now, in a larger scale, you can see the complete taluks, this thing detail. Now we need to move and find out how to find out about map of a particular area. Now I'll start working on that particular area wala maps thing. Now let's take one particular village. Let's take this particular village of Alnaikana. Now, if you see the map of the Alnaikana, this is the cadastral map of Alnaikana. You can see these blue lines. Light, this is what dark blue lines and the light sky blue lines. You can see here. These are all the lines which shows as the detail of drains. Now this is a lake. Now this is a drain. The drain is starting here, which is flowing towards the lake and ends over in the lake. This is how this drain is flowing towards the lake. These are all the catchment drains. If you see the elevation, you will understand which one is the catchment drain, which one is the Rajakalve. This is Rajakalve. You can see the Rajakalve here. This is a 1923 digitally imposed map. I'll show you the Vardhanal maps. I'll explain you one particular case. There you will be able to understand this is why this complete area got flooded. This is the lake which flooded. See, this is a Uskur. This lake is very near to Uskur. This is where this your rainbow layout was. You can see drains here. Once you know this data, then you will be able to understand. Now I'll show you the same data on the Google map, which I plotted. I'll show you the complete data on a Google map here. You can see here. Same Dodikanalli. You can see the this line. These are the drains. See, lake is marked here in blue. This is lake boundary. Now we can see one thing. Lake is up to here. Lake has got reduced here. That's why we always tell before you do any rejuvenation or something, always ensure that this lake boundaries are completely measured and encroachment evicted to the core. Now you can see here the drain which is coming from here is a receiving drain, is a catchment drain. You need to understand the difference between catchment drain and the delivery drains. This is a catchment drain. This is the delivery drain. If you see the elevation of the area, now you can see the survey numbers. I'll show you the survey number wise. This drain passes in this particular survey number. Open the RTC of this particular survey number. Open the RTC for this particular survey number, then you will understand this drain is passing through this particular drain and needs to be denoted as Kharab land. Now I'll explain you what is this Kharab land, what are the types of Kharab land, how the Kharab lands are identified. Now you can see, this is a downflowing, this is basically irrigation channel sort of drains. Now someone is asking about the Chalagatta Valley or the Vartur Valley. We'll come into that area later. This is the Chalagatta one. This complete area showed as lake. Government record shows this complete this area is lake. I hope now people are understanding what I'm trying to teach them. This is a stream. Now you can see what all the development has happened, where all the development happened, which all the survey numbers where the development has happened. You can see that. This is another lake. Your Bellanduru lake. Someone is asking about Yamaluru. Now you can see the Yamaluru. This is a stormwater drain here. This stormwater drain got choked. So whatever the water has to flow out, where it has reached, wherever it found the place. Now you can see here where it's supposed to be flowing. If you see the original map of this, you'll understand. You can see the size of this stormwater drain, and you can see the delivery of this stormwater drain. Delivery is more. Here it got reduced. Everything is in front of you. I hope people understood this. Now, if you see in this thing, now you can see what it was in 2002. What you people have made it to it now. See, this is the area where it got flooded. Now I'll show you year wise. In 2015, this development happened. You reduce the size of this stormwater. Now you can see what you people have done. It's supposed to be waste wire. You reduce the size of the waste wire drain into a small sluice gate drain. So you paid for it. Now, let's get back to our thing. Now I'll take you to the village maps. Now I'll explain you what all the type of drains and how you can identify that Rajakalve. So before you get into any Rajakalve, first you need to have this sort of map. It has got two types of maps. I'll show you the virginal maps. I'll take you to the virginal maps. Now, let's take one particular village over here. Now, this particular village is Kachanayakanhalli. Now, if you see the map of this village, this is 1923 map. You can see the year here, 1923, then it is a scale. One chain is equal to 32 feet. Easy calculation. Now the drain is here. Two types of drains are here. This is the lake, which is at survey number 99, and this is one drain. And this is a drain number 2. Now this drain is flowing from here. The breadth of the drain you can calculate here. But just you need to put a surveyor scale. Surveyor scale will show you the virginal size of this drain. Whether it is 4 anna, whether it is 8 anna, whether it is 12 anna, whether it is 16 anna. 4 anna drains are always about 8 feet drains. These are all 4 anna drains on right hand side. This is 4 anna drains. 8 feet drains also called as sluice drains. Someone has asked us the question saying that what are all the cadastral maps? The cadastral map is nothing but you can see this part. Cadastral, in the cadastral system, you will be having an information available in that particular marking of that area. Particular area has been divided, and particular area divided will be given with a unique number. That unique number also carries the detail with that details about that particular division. This is called as cadastral maps. Topography maps basically shows you the whole topography of that area. That is all the macro level, larger scale maps. And in these cadastral maps, each cadastry means setting up the particular information. Now the latest this thing, multiple informations are kept in the cadastral map. The moment you click that, you will get a lot of information saying the unique number, second the extent, saying the boundaries, the ownership, everything will come, including this drain detail. If you want to know further, if you open the drain of this particular survey number, the RTC of this particular number, you will come to know the Karab, whether it is a Karab or a B Karab. A Karab and B Karab, I'll explain it in detail. Now, the Karab shows the extent of this drain, whether 1 gunta or 2 guntas or 3 guntas or the size. Size is very clear here. The size is 4 anna. 4 anna is nothing but 8 feet. This drain, somewhere around 8 annas multiplied by 2, it comes to around 16 feet to 16 feet drain. If anything is more than 16 feet up to 22 feet will be category 2 drains. If it is more than 22 feet, it will be category 1 drain. If anything between 6 to 9 feet will be category 1 drain. I hope you understood something out of it. Then we will see how do we do the survey. I was showing you about the drain, what we evicted encroachment. This is the Muttanallur's example. This is how we do the survey. Where the Muttanallur's this thing was stormwater drain was starting, the wastewater was starting. This is the starting place where the water was flowing. This is how the stormwater drain designs are. After this, I'll show you the Vardal map of Muttanalluru. We can reconfirm with the Muttanalluru map and see how this drain is. Now, this is the survey map, what we have done the survey. Before we evicted the encroachment in that, we combined all 3 villages here. Muttanalluru ends here, the another next village starts here, and next Samanalli ends here. Sollepura starts here. This is where I showed you the bridge wala video. And this is how the water flows. And this is where the lake is, the lake where it was getting filled. And these are the individual survey numbers. And this is the extent of the drain. If you see the size of this drain, you will understand. If you put a scale into this, you will understand the scale. Now, the legend shows which are the places and what sort of encroachment has been identified. If you see the scale here, 1 centimeter stands for 40 meters is the scale taken. See, if I measure 1 centimeter here, then it will show the size of the drain. This is how the design has been done here. Then some of the photos I'll show you how the encroachment eviction. You can see the drain, same place where I have shown you. This is the size of the drain. This is how drains needs to be. This area where we have put that mud is also part of the drain. This is how naturally you need to create these drains. In one of the place where Taluk administration and us are trying to identify the drain, this complete road, what you can see on the right hand side is part of the stormwater drain, and we are going to clear. Is the person who's standing next to me is the Tahsildar. Another person who's standing next to me is the revenue inspector. We were conducting the drains ground surveys before we evicting this. Now this is another drain which is joining the Uskuru to Singanagrarale. You can see this thing, what kind of the type of drains. And this is the size of the drain. Now you may be wondering what is the size of this drain. This drain is around 800 feet plus drain. Now the important thing we are going to study on Now we are going to study on map thing. Let me take Muttanalluru Amanikere map. Now I'll show you one Muttanalluru Amanikere map over here. This is how things are designed. This is the cadastral map. In this cadastral map, now I'm trying to find a more resolution wala map. Now the drains have been cleared. Also, I'll show you. This is how drains needs to be cleared. This is how the size of the drain. This is one of the drain which cleared in Kachanaikanalli. You can see the size of the drain. These are the natural drains. This is another drain getting cleared there. See, this is what we wanted. Now we got that map. Okay, now I can give you more in-depth details over here. Now this is the 1980. This basically 1880 this map, 880 map. Similarly, you'll get a 1923 map. 1923 map. You can see here. This is one village map of Muttanalluru Amanikere, where I showed you 4 drains. This is one drain which is running like this. You can see here. These are all the drains. Now, once you know these drains over here, now once you identified the drains over here, then we need to get the second stage of doing things. Now I'll show you what is the second stage of doing things. Similarly, this is how the another villages map. Here I marked this. You can see here. Here it is the single drains. The single drains. Here you can see a larger Rajakalave. You need to know how to read these maps. This is a 1923 map. If anyone has got any confusion, please raise up your question. If you see this is the derivation of drain, which is showing clearly. It is a 8 feet drain which is running from. First, you need to see the elevation, upper elevation to lower elevation or not. If it is upper elevation to lower elevation, it is a catchment drain, or it is a linking the 2 lakes sort of thing. Normally, sluice drains don't link one lake to another lake unless it's a small lakes. If it is more than single line, it is a double line. You can see here a double line. You can see the size here. It is a larger this thing. It is connecting a larger this thing. Sometimes it may be a sort of a Oni sort of a thing. Now you can see the drain. Now you can see the drain. This is the lake. Whenever we ask for the scientific lake development, we always tell them to follow the contour lines. Don't dig up lakes just like that. Like a mad people don't dig up the lakes and make them ponds, make them wells. This is the Uskur Lake. The starting of the Uskur Lake. This is how the drain comes. This drain carries some water into this lake. Now the size of the drain here is larger. The size of the drain here is lesser. Then now we are seeing the Uskur. Now let me show you the Singanagrara. Now this is the Gatali. How we identified drain, I showed you on this thing. Now you can see a drain passing through an apartment complex, a layout complex. All of you can see this drain. You can see this drain here. This drain is getting connected to larger drain. From here, it is passing into Uskuru Lake. This is how you need to find out. This is the drain what I showed you on Google Earth. Now it is on the ground. Next drain, we move on to next drain. This is Narayanagatta. You can see here. Here what has happened, the left hand side is Singanagrara village, second this side is called Narayanagatta village. There was a question saying that two villages are overlapping on each other on a stormwater drain. That time you need to do a joint survey. You need to combine the two survey maps. Right side is this map, left side is this map, then you will come to know where this drain is passing through. I'll show you, I try to show you some maps on that. This is that pond. We are talking about that Gangesha's pond. This is that pond. Water is coming from here, the larger drain. This is the Kaluve. You can read Kaluve here. This is a drain. It's mentioned here. Now this is coming to Muttanalluru Lake. The drain is here. Another drain is here. So you can see the double connecting drain. Multiple drains here. This is how you need to think. This is the base document where it gives you a clear picture about identifying drains. Now this is the Muttanalluru village. See, here what happened. This is a drain. If you see presently, there is a road here. This is actually a drain. Actually a drain. Now what has happened? The road has been constructed over here. Now how they have constructed? Now I'll tell you. The right hand side, the center line, you can see the red line. The right hand side is the road, left hand side is the drain. Now people have encroached that left hand side of the drain and done the construction. Recently we have asked for the survey. Now you can see the left hand part is drain, still a drain. Right hand part is the road. Now you can see how many drains are there in this village. How many drains are passing in this village. You can see a complete drain over here. Drain network. Now I'll tell you how to differentiate. These are all the revenue map. All the drains in the revenue are clearly marked. But when it comes to the village maps, there is no documentation of drains running inside the village. Now I'll show you a live example of this. Just remember this. These are the drains passing to Muttanalluru Lake. Now I'll show you how we have done the survey, how we have identified, how we have fixed that. First, you need to take this data before you touching any drain. What all the objects are there? The object which I marked in red is the drain. Remember this? Then I'll explain you. You can see the drain over here. Now I'll show you how this has been put on ground. Now, for a particular number, we have identified to find out the drains. This is the Tippani. This is the ISSA Tippani. The part description, what we call it as ISSA Tippani of one survey number is 105. Now, where is the drains are? Now we can see the red line over here. The drain. Now, these are all the different parts of that survey number. That survey number has got around 12 parts. First part, second part, third part, fourth part, fifth part, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12 parts. Now, where is this drain? If you see, if you carefully watch this thing, what map, this is one part of 105 in the map of Muttanalluru. Now again, I'll take you back. I'll show you the 105 part of Muttanalluru. This is the map of Muttanalluru. Friends, see here. This is the survey number we are dealing now. This is the cadastral detail of 105. This is the survey number. This survey number I captured from the digitally captured map. But this map, the digitally captured map of right now, whatever is available is legally not valid in the court of law. You have to use that old map, what I showed it to you, 1923 map. Once again, I'll try to show it to you that map again. This is not valid. It's clearly mentioned here. This document is for viewing only, not for legal purposes. But if you use the 1923 map, which is legally taken by the survey department, you can use. If you see 105, you can see drain 1 passing from a pond. Then the water comes inside the pond. The pond is at 104. Now all the drains, you can see one more drain. This is the originating drain, flows from here to here. If you see the elevation of this land at a higher elevation, this land at a lower elevation. Again, this land at higher elevation, this land at a lower elevation. Again, this land is the drain starting here at higher elevation, then lower elevation. Then you need to see the topography. This is the lake. This is the stormwater drain which I was telling, which I was showing in the map where we done the survey. I showed you the survey map. Again, I tried to show the map of this thing. Now what has happened? We will take 105 first. Now we will take 105 first. We go and see the Tippani issue of that 105 first to understand. One drain, two drains are there in the 105. Friends, this is the survey number 105. The first drain you can see here. This is the first drain, my friends. The second drain is here, my friends. Now go down. Here written, someone is Dheeraj, please switch off that icon what you're using. Someone is using that pen in the while they're doing the thing, watching the this video. The register number ISA is proper. It's a remark. It is written here. Then Akar Band. Akar Band is the document which shows the total measurement and the this is what a revenue calculation done. Then it shows Karab. Remember this Karab. Karab is total 7 guntas. 7 guntas multiplied by 1089. Now it shows where all the Karab is there. Karab is in part 2. Part 2. So this part 2 is a Karab. Here to here drain. You can see, friends, here to here is drain. 1 gunta. Means 1089 feet of drain is there in this particular ISA. Next, 3. 3 again 1 gunta. Again 1 gunta of drain is there. This drain has to join here. The right hand side is the Gramatana. This is the revenue land. Next part we go to 4. 4 again you can see 1 gunta. Then you see 5, 1 gunta. Again you see 6, 1 gunta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 guntas of Karab in one particular number called 105. This is the ISA Tippani for survey number 105. Now let's get back and see what actually on the thing. We will go to the sketch of the Muttanalluru and see. Now, this is what we have done the survey. After doing the survey, this is the Muttanalluru, Sarjapura, Anekal Taluk. We done the survey for this. And we done the encroachment eviction. Now we have done the encroachment eviction over here. We have done the encroachment eviction over here. We have done the encroachment eviction up to here. Then we have done the encroachment from year to year, the encroachment eviction. Again, it went and joined the lake. The interesting thing here, all these drains on the left-hand side are on the revenue land. The drain which is there in the Gramatana. This Gramatana doesn't fall under the revenue thing, and revenue record doesn't show any stormwater drain which is there in the Gramatana. This is the problem which is faced by the most of you people while identifying the drains. Now you can see the drain 105/5. You have seen the Tiffany 1 gunta. Again, the drain is passing like this, higher elevation to lower elevation. This is the official survey done for the stormwater drain encroachment eviction. The second drain you can see. These are the blue marks of the drains. The width of this drain is 8 feet. Width of this drain is 8 feet. Width of this drain is 8 feet. Now, how to find out the Gramatana drain? You need to see 9 and 11 document in the Gramatana. You need to see the checkbandi. In the checkbandi, it is clearly written like 8 feet. It will be written as drain. It will be written as Rajakalve. Year to year, every document of the Gramatana Issas which are coming on the right-hand side, it is clearly mentioned that there is a stormwater drain. I'll take you back into the Google Earth, and I'll show you more in the Google Earth how this complete thing. Now you can see the tank. This is what we do as called as survey. Without doing the survey, no one can evict the encroachment. No one can identify your property whether it is encroached or not. That's why we need to conduct the survey. This is the further division of the cadastral part. This is the cadastral thing. This cadastral thing of the 105 has got 12 parts. Now clearly shown those parts. In the previous map, it was not shown. Now it is clearly shown. Now I'll take you again into this and I'll show you. Now you can see the division part. This is the Mula Dakale. This is the base document. Based on this document only, everything needs to be done. Now we'll again go to Google Earth and see. Same mouth what I showed you in that map. This is that mouth. This is the drain. Here Mutalluru ends. Another village starts. Another village here ends. Here another village starts. And this was the lake. That map what I showed it to you. Now whatever we have discussed on 105 is here. Now this is the revenue boundary. This is the 105 property. See, drain, above the drain, someone has constructed their this building, sort of poultry farm. This poultry farm is above on the drain, the left right passing drain. This is that pond. This is that pond. See, we have cleared drain here. You can see the drain here. This is the drain diagram. We have cleared drain up to here. From year to year, the drain needs to be cleared now. Again, from here, the drain is cleared. So again, the upper drain needs to be cleared. This is the drain area. This left-hand side area is a revenue area. The right-hand side area is a Gramtana area. Gramtana area is a settlement area. In the settlement area, you need to check document 9 and 11. In the revenue area, you need to check the village map. You need to take the Tiffany Issa Atlas, Akarban, and the Kacha book and all this stuff. You will come to know whether there was a drain or not. In this sketch, in the village map itself, you will come to know whether there is a drain or not. If you are not finding any drain in the village map, please go to the Issa Tiffany document where you will come to know everything. It will be clearly documented. Now, this is the village. This is the outside boundary. Again, you can see this mud road. This mud road is nothing but what the drain which I have showed you to all people. Please remember this. Again, I'll show you the map. You will come to know. This is the 105. Let's get back into the 105 again. This is the drain. That shed is here. The poultry farm above this drain. The poultry farm is above this drain. Again, this poultry farm is sitting over here. This is the drain. Right hand side is the drain, which is coming from top. The left hand drain. And this is that another drain which we have cleared, which is we have showed in the green. Again, I'll show you that map. Now you can see here. Now you understood the complete picture, how we need to do the survey of the drains. Once I finish this, I'll again take the questions. Again, I'll show you and clear your doubts. So now people can raise their questions now, sir.
Sir?
Yes.
Hello. Sir, my name is Bhupati.
Yeah.
It's a really wonderful session, sir, because a lot of things we came to know. First of all, thanks for this session.
Thank you, sir.
Here is my query, sir. Actually, I stay near Bratanagaragara Lake, that is a Bangalore South. And in that lake, we have the Raj Kalways going through the layout near my house.
Yes.
Recently, survey happened by SW department, and SW department marked the drain path, which is exactly going in the middle of the layout.
Okay.
So my question is there any chance that SWD or Lake Department can divert its original path, which is actually as per the village map?
See, in Bhupati, you raised a valid question. Now I'll tell you what might have happened. First, you need to ask your builder whether he has taken the permission for the diversion of channel. That is called as Patha Badalavane.
Okay,
if he has taken the Patha Badalavane, then the drain might have diverted as per the approval given by the Deputy Commissioner, Bangalore Urban, or whichever area it falls.
Okay, sir.
Drain can be diverted. Drain can be diverted. What happens if drain area is 7 guntas? If you are diverting, you need to leave around 9 guntas. You need to leave an additional area to divert the drain, and you need to ensure the elevation.
Okay, sir. And actually, that Rajkalway, they marked as SWD, and in the survey map, it mentioned is 1.2 meters.
1 second, 1 second. It is not of 1.2 meters. It either needs to be 4 Anna, it needs to be 8 Anna, it needs to be 12 Anna.
Okay, sir. Okay. And actually, for your reference, I have shared the village map of Britain.
We'll look into it. We'll look into it. I'll look into it. I'll get back to you.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for this session, sir. It's
Thank
very,
you,
very useful. Actually, we need more people as to participate because last minute I came to know your link. I am following you and really very useful, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Although this case is specific, what is the principle that needs to be followed? Please clarify that.
Sir, voice is not clear, sir.
It needs to be clear. I mean, what workflow has to be in his case.
Nagesh, your voice is very, very bad, Nagesh.
Sir, Nagesh, sir, please message me.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Captain, sir, anybody else wants to directly ask the question, they can go ahead. Or else we'll start asking the questions that we have been seeing in the YouTube channel and others.
Yes, sir.
Anybody
yes, sir.
who are in this thing can ask questions if they have got any doubts over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Sir, 1 second, sir. Just 1 second. 1 second. Let me take one document.
Captain, can you hear me now?
He's on pause for a bit. Just a minute, Nagesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What I was saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, what I was saying is, although his question were very specific for his case, But in general, what kind of lesson we can tell to the general audience? I mean, based on that case, what is the message for the general audience?
Sir, to be very honest with you, whenever we talk about stormwater drain survey and all, they normally do the survey based on the what data they have got. That's why I showed you the Tiffany copy, atlas, village map, everything to you. Before this Bangalore got BBMP, it was a rural area only. It was under the revenue department only. Whatever the documents BBMP has got, they originally came from the revenue department. Same with the Gram Tana, same with the village, this thing, for anything for that matter. The base maps are all came from 1923 survey only. In Karnataka, 1923 to 1928, this thing survey maps we have. Based on that only they do the survey. Now I'll show you something very interesting. Just look into this. This is the village map of a particular place. You can see this. This is the 1923 map which I showed it to you. Okay, sir. Now, what happens? Below that, there is something called as the surveys which have been done by the people. The survey department, these are the base documents. Based on this base document, each and every survey numbers thing is being calculated. There are a lot of calculations. And these are all the documents which are captured in 1900s. Will give them the clear picture for a surveyor to mark everything. Now what happens? This is what and this is how the final sketch is prepared with. Okay, sir. Now, any layout has to get approval. It has to submit this sort of complete marking sketch showing each survey number. Here you can see the each survey number has been shown. Each this thing what whatever this thing what Karab has been shown. The total area shown. A Karab shown. B Karab shown. Everything has been shown with their approval. Then it clearly denotes. You can see the drains are marked here. All your layouts, all your this thing, the approval goes like this with the survey numbers. Based on this only, the approval is given to the builder. First, you need to catch hold of this sketch of your layout to understand whether there is any deviation approved by the government or not. Until unless you don't get this document, until unless you don't go into this document, you will not be able to show your innocence is saying that you people are not aware about the deviation happened with your layout. Now, whoever is crying foul by the government needs to see this sketch, which has been given by the builder for the approval, which has been got approved by the government, and any deviation given by the government for this stormwater drain. Sir, I hope I cleared that doubt, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, I have a question. Can
Yes,
I
please.
proceed?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir, I'm from Chikbelandur.
Ah.
Okay, we are two communities living here. From between us, our community and the Chikbelandur Lake, there is a property in between which there is a Rajakalve. As per the AE who visited and surveyed the area, Mr. Raghavendra, he says that there is supposed to be a Rajakalve, but that has been encroached. Now, my question is, how can we get this reclaimed, sir?
It's simple that you raise a representation with the BBMP SWD department saying that You people are in the vicinity, we are next to a Rajakalve. Tomorrow there are maybe a chances that because of this encroachment, you may get impacted, get flooded. Now it's the right situation, rise up in a complaint. If they don't act,
yeah,
raise it to BBMP commissioner. If he also don't act, please file a PIL. End of the story.
perfect. Perfect. We have already started the process of, we have written to the AE and he's already surveyed and he's promised
they are
that it
doing
will
their
be
job. They are
open.
doing their job. Now everyone knows because our CM has given a clear-cut instruction. CM is very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, this CM is not going to give damn to anyone. We are happy that he is very strong and BBMP commission is also strong now. Definitely will work. Subjected, we all
Perfect, sir. If we
volunteers needs to support them.
Sure, so we will. From our side, we are all there with them.
Everyone
and
is
we are very positive that this will happen.
Everyone is part of this problem. Directly, indirectly, we are all responsible.
Yes,
Let's clear up this mess instead of blaming someone. Let's clear this mess and make our Bangalore better than others.
Very true, sir. Very true. Thank you. Thank you for your support, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Captain, this is Arun, if I may go next.
Yeah, please, sir. Please, sir.
Captain, thank you again, as others had told, for taking time to educate us on this. So my question is threefold. One is, how do we get hold of these maps with these markings? Not just the village map, even the map on the Google Earth where you have mapped. Is it your personal copy or is that something that is available to us?
Anything which has got with the Anacle, which I personally developed, and anything which is there in the ATREE's their proprietary this thing what work. I must thank them for giving all this data to me about the Bangalore city. And if you want a particular area's data, you will get it. You need to ask, see, from next time onwards, all of you need to ask your builder to show you the approval plan, survey plan. Please ask them.
Okay, Captain, I was referring to the 1923 map that you were referring with the mapping, because the approved plan and all the other maps subsequent to that did not have these Rajakalve mappings. Markings.
I'll come to that. After this, I'll explain you how the maps are designed. I'll explain you that. Now, to get a 1923 map, what actually happens? 1923 map shows that the village level. After that, what happens? ISA level, cadastrial level. At the ISA level, we survey number level, we need to check. That's why I showed you one particular survey number, how each survey number drain has been marked.
Okay.
You need to get first your property survey numbers, you need to get it. You need to take the data of your survey numbers. You need to see what is the Karab available in your survey numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to see what approval these people have taken. What is the plan approval? Where they show the drains. Is there any drain diversion or not? Because there's pata badalavan.
Okay.
All those details needs to be there.
Okay, sure, Captain. My second part of the question is, I come from the place near Chalagata Lake, and now there are three markings typically shown: primary, secondary, and tertiary kalves leading to these lakes.
Yes.
Is that the type 1, type 2, type 3 channels that you were referring to, or is that different? The reason why I was asking was, you know, how much of a thing that we need to be careful about when we are part of secondary, tertiary ones. And I will ask the third one also, Captain, so that you can answer together. It's just related to this. If it is tertiary, which is originating from our property, everything is within our survey numbers. And we have provided for adequate, not just rainwater harvesting, even stormwater drain out of the property, which is different from these tertiary channels that is passing through our property. Are we kind of covered, or that also we need the approved map from the government?
See, your first question, I answered it first. And second question, now I'll tell you how to go about on that. In your second question, your point is that how to find out whether you people are the enclosed place or not. How to get the data. Now, getting the data, knowing whether you are in a primary channel, the primary channel, secondary channel, and tertiary channel, category 1, 2, 3, what I told you. For a primary channel, 22 feet and above. For secondary channel, 60 to 22. For a tertiary channel, it may be 6 to 9. Sometimes it may it ends. And up to 16, it comes under the secondary. Above all these things, it may go 100 feet, it may go 200 feet also. That is a primary channel. Now, your property, you got a tertiary drain. Your tertiary drain has shown XYZ alignment in the map. Unless you have not taken the change of path, it needs to be in the original path.
Okay, Captain. I got it. Thank you.
If they've taken the approval, if it is originating in your property, all the properties are yours. You can give this similar this thing. You can divert, but subjected elevation is maintained.
Yeah, correct. So
even you are not followed that. Now also you can apply and take this thing. Subjected elevation is there and water is flowing out.
Okay, so that is appropriate BBMP executives in confidence. We'll be able to show the details and get the approval.
If it is cement and well this thing constructed, even buffer zone for the tertiary drains will not be much of a challenge.
Okay.
Unless you are not choked them.
Okay. Okay. Captain, one related question,
yes,
if I may go in. So, what is the use of we connecting all this stormwater drain if the end lake is still not there? For example, Chalagata Lake is the KGF, the golf course. And, I connect everything and take it to the KGF. But that is not the lake which is available. So will it not kind of backfire, as in, will it not create a reverse flooding in my property?
Sir, don't worry. Tomorrow the lake, the stormwater drains will claim that lake also.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we
do hope so.
They need to make some provision to water to flow out from there. Today you are facing problem, tomorrow they will face the problem. If everyone start clearing the stormwater drains, what will happen? Water will flow out. These lakes are nothing but reservoirs.
True.
These lakes are nothing but reservoirs. Stormwater drains, nothing but a rivers. I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Captain, again.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Captain, this is Gautam again.
Again, sir. Sir, tell me.
Very interesting about the 1923 and between 1923 and 28 survey numbers and the maps that were surveyed then. So are these available at Survey of India?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's available.
It's available. So to check, for example, I'm a little more selfish, so I want to see how to revive Subramanyapura Lake, to be specific.
Sir, it is not unselfish, sir. That is your moral duty.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So to go to these maps, Survey of India at...
No, Survey of India. Don't waste your time with Survey of India.
Okay. How do we get hold of...
You need to go to Survey Department, Government of Karnataka. Go to KR Circle, you will get the maps.
KR Circle. Survey. Okay. Government of Karnataka Survey Department.
Karnataka Survey Department.
Okay. Okay. Done, sir. Thank you.
We will charge you a negligible amount.
I know, sir. I've got maps from Survey of India earlier. It's about 18.
Survey of India will not capture this.
Got it.
It's not their business. It is the state government's business because revenue is state's baby.
Yeah. So 23 and 28. Sorry.
Sir, to be very frank with you, just let me know. I'll send you the maps for your lake.
Okay. So how do I reach out to you? I mean, is there a...
we will post you the detail and you can reach out to me. I'll give you the lake maps to you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Good noon, sir, if I may go.
Yeah, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the time, and let me also tell you that it could be Mr. Nagesh or Mr. Arun Kumar or the other people have cleared half of my questions, or most of my questions rather. And thank you so much for explaining everything. And as I also mentioned, I'm sorry because I wasn't prepared for this meeting, so I am not able to turn my video on. As of now, I'm from Bangalore North, close to Vidyaranipura, Tindlu.
Sir.
As of now, there's no flooding here, but I'm sure in a couple of years or months or days, there will be flooding even here too. The same way it's happening towards Marthali or Belandur or that side. Because as you said, it is, unfortunately, people are encroaching the nature.
Yes.
So like being a layman, now, if I want to buy a property, I'm sure this is already the question you've already answered. Many people do not have the time to go and do the research about the property they're buying. They have money, they want to buy a property, they buy. What are the questions that we need to ask? Now, you've already answered this. Someone already asked the same question. If possible, if you can upload it in Google Drive or something. Your information that you're giving right now is fantastic, but to use it as a dictionary, to use it as an encyclopedia, is there an option that we can have a set of questions that we need to ask any builder or any property selling person?
Yes, we work on it, sir. We try to collect some data, some questionnaire sort of thing, so that you will be having a proper data before you buy. See, the basic rules, the caveat emptor, buyer be aware. Until unless you are not aware about, if all these big tycoons and business honchos were aware about the situation where they are going to buy their property, they would have not faced what they faced there. But in the meantime, I feel very sad for the innocent buyers who are getting trapped with these sort of problems. They really don't know where to see. And yesterday, one more video of mine has been posted in the social media, where I clearly explained how the drains are interconnected, how the choking off is happening in Bangalore, why this flooding in Bangalore. You can watch that also. It is in HW News Network. It's an exclusive this thing. You can see that video also. Otherwise, you please visit to my Facebook page. There also you can find those details about the encroachment evictions and the details.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, we had prepared, we had already decided to come out with a subsequent video and a better edited video version of this video also, where all these questions will be, taken up, given in, we will ask Captain about the in-depth explanation. We will rearrange all the content and come out with a better audited, edited video actually. So please look out for that in our YouTube channel, which is IUWM.
Nagesh sir, now you can raise your questions, sir. Now I need to answer a lot of questions of yours, which is 15 in numbers.
Sir, we have compiled all the questions which have come through Zoom and YouTube. And what I suggest is we take a little break where we can actually share this questionnaire with you, and then you can go through, and then you can take up at your own convenience.
No, let me see those questions and answer it just like let's close it. This sir, this is Vartur Lake, L.A. Mallab Shetty.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'd just like to say one more thing.
Sir.
Bharat again. Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Nagesh, and you, both of you.
Sir.
The only thing my personal feeling is, all these days I didn't know that there was something like this happening in the background. And I'm sure there are thousands, not lakhs of people like me. But some or the other way, we need to take this forward to many people, to everyone.
Yes, sir.
So if there's an opportunity to take it out, I think it is better if we can take this out in a bigger way. So to take it out in a bigger way,
yes, sir.
Whatever possible, I am there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Because our mission is to educate everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is the need of the hour right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are with you.
Thank you so much. I'll try. In fact, to be honest, I asked Mr. Ramprasad to send me this link. So he's possibly he's close to me. I'll talk to him, and what best possible, let us take it forward, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ram sir, any question? Anyone has got questions on this subject? They can ask questions.
Captain sir,
Yes, sir.
that difference between A Kharab and B Kharab, that question still remains.
Yeah, A Kharab and B Kharab. See what actually happens in A Kharab and B Kharab. If you see the section 21, subsection 2, sub A of Karnataka land rules of 1966, it is clearly said, well, we doing the survey of that particular thing. We find that is not any useful for agriculture or unreliable area, then that is considered as Kharab. It is also called as Port Kharab, but it is also called as Port Kharab. Then it will be mentioned as Kharab. Kharab has two categories. Sub A deals with the A Kharab, sub B deals with the B Kharab. B Kharab is the place which has been similar this thing used by public. It may be for a graveyard, it may be for a tank, it may be for a stream, it may be for a canal. The area left may be for a potteries, area left may be for the general this thing use of the public. Now A and B, the difference, the A will be the part of the property of the survey this thing. That tax, revenue tax is not chargeable. Revenue is not chargeable in the A Kharab. While the owner of the A Kharab person is converting that land from one purpose to another purpose, he can pay the market due, whatever it is, he can buy that property. Only at the time of the conversion, otherwise it is part of this land. He can use it. B Kharab, under no circumstances, B Kharab can be sold for a private usage. Now, B Kharab can be road, B Kharab can be this thing, I told you. Now, B Kharab can also be sold. After the 2000s, this thing, it can be sold. Now, what happens in those circumstances? Barring few public, if it is used by the public, it cannot be sold. When it is used for the streams, it cannot be sold. When it is the tank's property, it cannot be sold. Only the properties which are landlocked, which are required for the person to develop this thing, in those places, it can be given. Even B Kharab can be given under market, double the market rate. The guidance value needs to be charged. B Kharab, always, whenever there is a Rajkalva, it is a B Kharab. Whenever there is a graveyard, this thing is a B Kharab. The area left for the potteries is a B Kharab. You can't sell the B Kharab. B Kharab is part of your RTC, but you are not the owner of that B Kharab. B Kharab is a public property. Ram sir, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. From my side, I think so. If anybody else here or Nagesh, we can go ahead with the questions from the YouTube.
One last question here. This is Mani. I'm from Bellandur. I think first of all, thanks for Captain Sir, Nagesh Sir, and team. I mean, trying to spend time to educate, educate related people like me. Many of us are like that. I just wanted to reiterate, and Bharat, sorry to reiterate. I mean, I think I am a migrant here, right? I buy properties looking at the clubhouse or whatever the regular amenities, right? We don't look at green initiatives. We don't look at, I think, as Bharat mentioned, like lakhs of people like me, right? Where we buy, then we repent, and it becomes, irreversible, right? So I think one request is, I think awareness to normal layman like me. We might not be an activist. We might not be investing so much of time as you guys do. We are eternally thankful to you. I think that awareness part of this information being in public domain for new buyers would put pressure on the builder also. And also, all properties are approved by RERA, right? But still we end up in where we are. No complaints. I'm not here to complain. All I'm saying is we cannot change the past. If some form this information can be disseminated, available in a public space, lake-wise, ward-wise, anything possible, I believe that would be one of the important threads. Knowledge is power. So humble request to consider. I know Sir said they are already looking at it. Just wanted to reiterate on the same. Thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mani. On what you just spoke, that's what even I said, because as you said, this information can be a threat to many people, but this information is supporting the nature. nature is what we've all come from. If a builder or some property or someone has built a place in, it could be Kharab land or it could be on top of other lakes, being a layman, we should have knowledge that we shouldn't buy that property. So that's all I'm saying. So how to judge that property, Captain Santhosh Kumar or Mr. Ramprasad or all these people are taking an effort, taking time, taking all this to tell us about it. So I'm happy, and this should be something that everyone knows before buying. This should be a encyclopedia before someone buys a property.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sir, it's very simple. We all need to get together and create a platform sort of thing where we need to upload the complete data of Bangalore, because no one knows that there is something called as 1923 virginal maps. For each property, for each this thing, the cases comes to me, I do a lot of background check. I do a lot of research. I do tell these people how to go about that. First is the village map. Village map shows something. After that, you need to see revised master plan of 2015. After that, we need to see ISA, Atlas, Akarban, Tipni, Pakka copy, Kabuk, and all these things you need to check. Then we need to see, is there any court cases against them? Is there any revenue cases against them? Is there any 192A cases against them? To make you all people aware about 192A of the revenue deals with punishing a person who encroaches above the public property. Then there is something called as a land grabbing act. Is there any land grabbing act case against the properties? When you buy any properties, there are different gomalas. There are different lands given to the temples for charity, and they sell those properties. Most importantly, we need to check, is there any drain or not? The most dangerous thing is the drain. If there is there any drain, second, the encroaching upon the lakes. Most of the places where you buy the properties, one or the other way, they might have violated the laws. Those things you need to check, because at the end of the day, once they sell it, they get away from here. No one can touch them, because most of these cases are happening. The cases where some 15, 20 years back, they sold the property, they went up. Now the people are getting the surprises like Rainbow Layout. And I was very unfortunate to see the condition of this, because the buyers are innocent. I always must tell you people, because buyers are innocent, buyers are unaware of. None of the buyer will go and burn his hand in these sort of situations. We always need to give them this thing. Some people blame them. Who told them to go and buy? Oh, God knows. This flooding is opening the eyes of you people to know that. Then tomorrow you will say, who told you to go and stay in Chennai when tsunami will happen? So nature will do their nature's act, and human has to safeguard himself and survive. In the Mohenjo-daro, Harappa civilization gone because of the flooding, Saraswati river's flooding. We have no this thing. Japan is no excuse for the natural disasters. Even though they got the best of preparedness, US is not this thing what excuse from all these disasters. Even though they got the best of the best technology, no one. Only thing we can do, we got all the opportunity to repair our things. We are not in this thing, the way it has been projected, it is overhyped. I got a simple solutions to solve all these problems. First, clear all this stormwater drain. Most of you people are working in the corporates. Now, please join hands with us and get the companies to use their funds and CSR for the clearing the stormwater drain. Me and Ramprasad, now we have started an initiative where we will be clearing 20 kilometers of stormwater drain in this year. By next August 15th, we will be handing over 20 kilometers of stormwater drain, what I will be clearing. The last stormwater drain which I cleared is around 4 kilometers. I have not taken a single rupee from the corporate. My friends and donors gave me 55 lakh rupees of support, machinery support, and I used 5 lakh rupees of my own savings to clear a drain of 4 kilometers. Today, I'm thankful to the Isha Foundation and the Rajendra who helped me, Namadharpur, who helped me in this. We all need to be thankful. There are people in our area who supported me. Another builder came forward and he told that, sir, whatever is required to develop the stormwater drain, please let me know. I will support you. And the same man, the Nambiar builders have done one of the best stormwater drains in our area. I gone inside and saw the width what he has given for the stormwater drain. It is amazing. If someone gets a chance to go to the Beliza, please go and see, because we got a complaint against them saying that some people gave in a complaint saying that they encroached upon the stormwater drain. When I went to, as an activist, went for the investigation along with the government officials, I was shocked to myself to see the way he maintained the stormwater drain, the way he recreated the stormwater drain, the way he set an example about a stormwater drain. I posted in my Twitter also, I posted in my Facebook also. Please look into it. We want such sort of sustainable development. I went to their another project. There also he created a pond. There was a waste area where the Bangalore district DC told him to develop that pond. He developed that pond for a public good. Is how we need to go. There are builders, they are very compliant. There are good people, they are doing good things. Like a Purvankara, what he has built a project at the Kachanayakanhalli. He left a proper drains. And in some places, he was not getting a proper assistance or the knowledge, which I showed you the map, and I showed it to him where the drain is. And we got the encroachment cleared. Today they're doing like Icon Homes and Icon Builders. They also left the stormwater drain. They were not aware about the stormwater drain when we started the encroachment eviction. Icon Builders, the promoters came forward. The people who were staying in the Icon Homes at Kachana Iconally, the residents were very good. They came along with us. Initially, they started to create some sort of ruckus, and then I explained them in person. I told each and every resident what is the importance of stormwater drain. Today, you go and see the people got such a wonderful stormwater drain. This time, zero flooding in that area. Otherwise, every time they used to have a flooding. This is how you need to join hands with us. We will definitely help you. Anyone who wants to join a mission of Mission Connect Lakes, we've got an organization called Anekal Taluk Environment Protection Federation. It is a people's organization. Please join with them and join your hands in clearing stormwater drains. Yes, sir. Anyone has got any question?
Thank you. I have, sir, just one question.
Yes, sir.
Last question. I will not disturb after that.
No, you can ask any number of questions, sir. I got all the time in this world to answer your question.
Mr. Jagdish Srinivas asked one question, which is even it hit my mind.
Yes, sir.
Is it only the width that we consider of a drain, or even the depth?
Both we need to consider, sir. The normal average depth we always need to take is 5 to 6 feet, not beyond that.
All right. So if we say we will reduce the width and increase the depth, that's not correct.
No, sir. That's not correct, because that will impact on stability of the nearby areas. If you are leaving the buffer zone, we don't require much of depth.
All right.
If you are concretizing that, then you can take chance, subjected to the approval by the competent authorities.
Secondly, sir, changing the invert level of any channel does not help, because it only, the downward area basically has to be deeper. If you make a very deep channel at one place, the water will not move on to the next, area. Actually, it will not flow down.
So you always need to plan it according to elevation level. Second thing, the sincere advice for all the Rajakaluves, please don't concretize Rajakaluves. Rajakaluves need to flow in a normal this thing. That's why lot of people created ruckus when I was doing stormwater drains and asking me to do a cement one. I told nothing doing, because technically it is not right. Always stormwater drains needs to be left like that, because I don't want to create Bangalore. That's why the buffer zone is. If I leave the stormwater drain without cementizing, the stormwater drain will turn into a lake. That lake will keep on charging the groundwater.
Sir, even legally NGT has banned it. So anyway,
yes, sir. Even covering a stormwater drain is not allowed.
Correct. Sir, if you allow, we can move on to the captured questions. Actually,
yes, sir. Please, sir.
Sir, I have one question, last sir. If you don't, sir. Okay. Yeah, sir. Big thanks first of all. This is a great initiative that we see. Many people we are, do not have any knowledge. I think it's highly appreciated. What I can say right now. My simple question was, sir, one of the in our level what we have got there, we found that there is a T-type Rajakalu, what they talk about.
What type?
But T-type, Caesarian type, whatever. Hello.
Pardon, sir. What type, sir?
There are the 3 types, right, sir? One is the primary, secondary, and the last.
No, sorry. I heard T-type. I was shocked to hear that what sort of drain it
Okay.
is. Yeah, three type of drains, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the thing is that as per the rule, it's supposed to be 6 feet. Just I heard it from you, but now BBMP
No,
has
not
marked
6 feet, 6 to 9 feet. Average it goes at 8 feet. It's all mentioned in the revenue record. Revenue record clearly tells you the depth, width of the drain. It is only for the code purposes, knowledge purposes, or information purposes we are categorizing like that. But the exact area will be calculated on the amount of kharab in your land.
Okay.
The amount of
Okay,
kharab
sir,
will
but
tell
now
because 1 gunta of kharab is equal to 1089. Just keep 8 feet width and divide that. Then you will come to know the length.
okay, sir, clear. So now BBMP has come, inspector has come and marked with a red pen saying that it is a 5 meter. That comes around somewhere around 17 feet.
Yes, it needs to be around 18 plus.
17.
18.
Yeah. Yeah. So my question is, what builder has done, sir? He has put 2 pipes in underground, and he closed the entire thing, and he laid down the layout completely.
No, you will pay for it.
Now my question. So now my question is, it should be always open. That's the question number 1. Question number 2. So if it is a 17 feet, it's supposed to be upgraded to the secondary causeway instead of the third category. So what is a conclusion is going to be here? So the BBM will come, should open it, or what they are going to do?
See, you no need to waste your time in these. You need to understand the basic. If it is a drain, whether it is a primary, secondary, tertiary, it doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Drain is drain. Second thing, they will be knowing the clear width of the drain. They will mark it. They will mark it. The only difference, the size of the drain makes the buffer zone.
Okay.
Okay, you need to understand that.
So if they mark it is along with the buffer zone together, they mark it, or it's just
no. You might have marked the only drain.
Okay. Okay.
You need to check with you ask his this thing what survey sketch, na? He will give it to you.
Sir, I'm also from this. I know about this layout, and I haven't bought the plot yet there. This is Nandan. I haven't bought the plot yet there, but before that I was talking to Mr. Patil, and we because BBMP is marked there, we looked at certain documents. So this layout is approved by BDA. And we looked at the survey map, which says it is a Saravu, and it doesn't mention Kalwe, it says Saravu. So what we understand is that means that it's a tertiary Raj Kalwe. That's what we understood. But anyway, now BBMP has marked this Raj Kalwe a little away from where in the BDA approved plan it is shown as Kharab land. It is not in the same place. So in the BDA approved plan, they have shown one path for the Raj Kalwe and shown it as Kharab. But what BBMP is marked is as per the survey, which is a little away from this. Now, what role does BDA play was my question. So as they have approved it and they have also left some Kharab land.
Sir, all the plans needs to be approved by the BDA if it is coming under their jurisdiction. Now, BBMP is a civic authority which is maintaining the stormwater drain. It comes under the BBMP.
Okay.
And BBMP has got all the enforcement powers. BBMP will come and break the drain.
Okay.
BBMP has got something called the stormwater drain division. They will come. They got their enforcement division headed by the Tahsildars, and he has got all the magistratal powers, and he will ask for the survey. Once the survey is done, they will be having all the complete data available with them. I showed you, Kharab is nothing but Kharab. You need to see, Kharab is part of whose property? Kharab is part of whose property? Someone's survey number, that Kharab needs to be mentioned. If it is coming in someone's survey number, they will measure it through that survey number. If it is not coming, if it is showing that government land, they will come on the break and they will make the drain and go.
Okay. This Kharab is shown in the plan right now. It is shown inside the layout. So
no. Kharab needs to be attached with some survey number.
It is, yeah, correct. It is attached with a survey number, which entire survey number has been converted to a layout now.
Maybe possible.
Sure, sir. So you're saying even if the BDA has approved it, we have to
approval. They'll never say that you don't do the drain. In the approval, they're supposed to be showing the drain, right?
They have shown it. They have shown it.
That's it.
But the BBMP marking is not exactly there. So some of the other sites are also now at risk of being destroyed because it is not at the same place where the BDA plan showed the drain. That was the thing.
Okay.
So some other sites will now also be affected because as per the BDA plan, it is at a different place. It is around 10 meters away from what BBMP is marked now.
Sir, for that you need to ask for another survey.
Another survey. Okay. Understood.
At the same time, Nandan, you need to get hold of the old village maps with the Tiffany and with this to figure out where are the survey numbers.
That's what I was
survey
teaching
numbers
you.
have all those
Sir,
kinds.
that's what I was teaching you from all the time.
Right.
You have
Understood,
to follow
sir.
that exercise what I told you people. Now wait, I'll tell you how to see the Karab. I'll show you. Now I'll share this thing. What I will do, I will again share the screen and show you how this thing will happen, how to check. Now you can see the screen, sir. Now I have selected Bangalore Urban, Anekal, Sarjapura, Muttanallur 105. I'll go to the survey number. Now I'll go to the part number 2, Issa. Here is latest. Sir, see here, column number 3. I hope all of you can see this.
Yes, sir. Yes, we can see.
The total measurement, the total area of the property is 9 guntas. Got it, sir? The Put Karab, Ba Karab is nothing but B Karab, is 0.1 gunta. This 0.1 gunta, then the owner is entitled only for 8 guntas. This 1 gunta belongs to government, even though this 1 gunta is in the property of the landowner. Okay, sir. Now, let me take you back to the previous thing what we were discussing. Now I'll show you. Remember this. This is 105/2. Remember this. 105/2. See here. You can see the drain here. Can you see the drain here, sir?
Yes.
This is that 1 gunta drain. Rest 8 guntas belongs to him. This 1 gunta belongs to government. Understood, sir?
Understood. Thank you.
I hope your doubts have got cleared now.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
Let's see one more example, one more case. Now we have seen part 3. Now I'll go to 4. Page detail. It is in my mother's.
Sir, if it is okay, can we look at this exact thing? I can give you the survey number.
I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
Sure.
I'll come to you. Now you can see here the total measurement of this property is 1 acre 5 guntas.
Yes.
Put Karab is 1 gunta. I am entitled only for 1 acre 4 guntas. Now see the description. It is Nagama, my mother's name. We are entitled for 33 guntas, and my this thing. We are entitled for 11 guntas. So total is 1 acre 4 guntas. Now 1 gunta belongs to government. Now let's go to the old documents. Now we are see here 105/4. Drain passing here. Can you see a drain here?
Yes.
You have cleared the encroachment, that's why it become green. Now these people need to clear this drain. Remember the 6 and 5. Remember the 6 and 5. I'll open the document now. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Now I'll go to 1923's document. This is Issa Tipni. The complete survey number details are here. Now come here. 2. Drain here. You can see a drain here.
Yes.
3. You can see a drain here.
Yeah.
Including its course, diversion, everything is given here. Can 4 number property belongs to me. You can see a drain here.
Yeah.
What you seen in the this thing, what Pani? 1 gunta of Karab.
Right.
You have seen 1 gunta in the 5?
Yeah.
You have seen 1 gunta in the 6?
Yeah.
Now this is the drain. Remember both the drains. Again, I'll take you back to the original this thing. I'll show you. This is the place. This is the place. What this person has done. This is the place. This is number 2. Number 2 here. Number 3 here. Can you see the alignment now?
Yeah.
Drain is passing from here to here. The property, second one is here. This is drain. I cleared this drain.
Okay.
Now, all this drain goes to the lake. This complete area we have mapped here. Again, once you see, you will understand how we have mapped.
Understood. Thank you.
This is how we need to do. Once you get this sketch, you will understand what the mistake your person has been done, what your builder has done, what your builder has cheated, what your builder is hiding from you. This is how it is, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir. Thank you.
Nagendra, sir, you can start up with your question, sir.
Yes, sir. This we have actually already some of the questions are asked. Please skip them. Right now, we don't have time to delete those questions actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah, please, sir. Please, sir. Please go
compile
ahead.
the list actually. Can I do one thing? Can I share the screen itself so that you can read and at the same time, you can
No,
take.
you can ask the question, sir. You can ask the directly questions. I'll close it off.
Okay. So first I will take the unclassified questions. That means they don't fall, into lake, drain, flood or anything. They are generic actually. And they are not in a particular order as they got captured. They are listed now. So first one is, how has the buffer zone changed due to NGT verdict for lakes and drains? And where is that change applicable? Because NGT actually widened the buffer zones, right? So is it applicable to existing structures or not?
Sir, after this verdict of the NGT, matter went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has clearly told NGT not to implement what direction they have given. Now, Supreme Court is given a direction recently saying that after the appeal done by the Karnataka state government to go back to the revised master plan of 2015 and go ahead with the buffer zone mentioned in the RMP 2015. Now the buffer zone stands as 50 meters for the primary drain, 25 meters for the secondary drain, 15 meters for the tertiary drain. So NGT
from the center, is it measured from the center or is it measured?
Oh
from
no, center of the drain.
Okay. Second question is, are Vartur Lake and Malappa Chetty Lake connected? I mean, this is a very specific question. Can we?
No. If you see the elevation, this is your L. Mallappa Shetty Lake is in a different valley altogether. And if you see the Vartur Lake flows towards down. Vartur Lake, that's what I showed you. Vartur Lake flows down. L. Mallappa Shetty stays at the higher this thing, they are at the KR side. Vartur Lake water doesn't flow into L. Mallappa Shetty Lake.
Next question is, in the Vrishvavati Valley, due to high levels of urbanization, a lot of lakes have been lost. Some have scope for rejuvenation. Is it possible to restore stormwater drains in these highly urbanized areas?
We have to do it. It is not a possibility. You have to do it if you have to survive.
Next
if you got a cancer in your body, either you have to get it treated or you have to die. No way out.
Next question. A request was to address Mestripalya Lake also.
We need to study that lake and to take the detail, because without knowing the complete details, it will not be right from my part to start on speaking on that lakes. All lakes are not generic. Every lake is a unique body. Every lake like a human being. Every human being, you need to know that person. It is not like a generalizing the people.
So some people actually wanted to have your contact number for contacting you and for such similar purposes actually.
Yes, I'm always available. They can note down my this thing, and they can send the message. It is 9845 852 999.
We will share your contact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Next question was there is a comment actually. It says the main problems for this year's flooding are: one, Rajkaluve was not inspected and cleared before monsoon. This should be done every year. Second, weeds on lake should be cleaned before monsoon. Otherwise, these weeds flowing into Rajkaluve will block it. Third is stormwater drains coming through residential areas should have concrete and elevated walls, which are missing, for which garbage and plastics are going into drains.
Sir, if you see every year inspecting and cleaning, yes, we have to do inspection and cleaning. Second one is weed and the lakes are going into drains. Yes, valid point. Now, if you see third one, increasing the concrete walls and making them flow, because you will not be able to put the same concrete wall across the Bangalore. First, you ensure the integrity of the stormwater drain to its vernal condition. Clearing silt is required. You have to do it, which they are trying to do in the city, which is happening at a very discouraging phase. Now they will be doing. They may be forced to do it faster. Yes, every year you need to clean the drain. Whether it is urban drain or a rural drain, you have to do. In the rural case, yes, it is manageable. People are managing it. In the city, you have to maintain it. And finally, it comes to the weeds. Whenever there is a weed on the lake, it is clearly understood that is a contaminated lake, because the sewage is coming into that. Then only the weed will come. The weed control itself is the biggest problem, because it's faced by every lake ecosystem.
Next question is from Jeevan Matthew. It says, can't tubes with redundancy used which in place of open drain, because open drains are made of mud. I mean, with mud embankment, they are not practical in a modern scenario. Put sensors to detect water level and flow at various points. Put pumps at critical areas for emergencies. To map Rajkaluve, they can use moving sensors to map the route and measure rate of flow, etc.
See, imagination can go up to any extent, sir. Yes, it can be done, subjected we got such resources. We are sometimes we don't get resources to even to clear drains which have been encroached. You can imagine. I'm just asking machinery to clean the silt. Most of the times we won't get. If government is willing, if the resources are there, sky is the limit. You can do anything. You can have it.
To that, actually, we estimated with CII that we do not have even 5% of the budget required to desilt our lakes, even with all CSR.
Sir, I'm telling you, today I got around 495 kilometers of stormwater drain to be cleared in Anekal Taluk.
Yes.
I started up with the help of the Friends of Lake and the Ramsar and you people. I got at least one support to clear 20 kilometers now. I'll be doing that. I require a lot of corporates to come and at least Anekal Taluk, if I clear, because every water of yours is coming to Anekal Taluk only. If my drains are clear, whatever development you will do, it will be easy for you to take the water through my drains. Today, my drains are not so encroached. My drains requires to be maintained. Today, whatever I have done today, this time I got no flooding in my area. At least people are thanking me for that, doing one or two drains, whatever possible with me.
So knowing CSR scenario, the problem is that they are already committed to health and education, which are justifiably occupying their top priority. So lake is very down in their priority list.
See, a lot of people are spending money on the fancy lake rejuvenations. You need to understand that, sir. First, these people needs to understand if we don't clear the stormwater drains, then days are not far, we will be flooding like a floating this thing.
Next question is, so many permissions are required to construct anything. How construction on encroachment was allowed?
Doing a wrong things, you don't require much of fear, because as it is, you are violating the law. But law will take its own course of action, and when law takes its action, then things will be different. You've seen what has happened in Gurugram, what has happened in Kerala, and you've seen my encroachment evictions, how I used to break. Don't wait for me to come with the excavator. Please behave. And first of all, we need to find out if it is a valuation. Let's not invest in that projects. Let's throw them out. If you told 10 people, 100 people will run away from the business.
Next question is, if somebody has e-khata from the panchayat, is there any indication whether that area could be having a drain under it or not?
See, e-khata doesn't mention anything. E-khata doesn't give into guarantee of non-existency of drains unless the panchayat done the survey and they clear the, because e-khata always happens in the one is the Gramatana area, second one is the converted area, second is the officially converted layouts. Lot of layouts we broke the drains despite having those people having e-khata. E-khata doesn't give you the foolproof security of not having encroachments.
Next question is, next question is, how do we get tippani for specific houses?
Specific houses you will not get, but survey number you need to take. From there, you need to get the sketch done, then you will come to know the whole thing.
Next question is, how do we understand the direction of flow of the drain on a 1923 map?
You need to see the elevation of the complete that area.
That elevation would be mapped on the, mentioned on the map.
No. But you need to walk on the ground to find out. Just open your Google Earth, you will come to know the elevation where you are standing.
So we have to match that location pinpoint.
Yes, we can do that, sir. It's not a rocket science. Next session, we will practically take these people. Next session, I will be taking a live on Facebook. I will be showing on the ground.
Correct.
Facebook Live, where I will be live, I will be showing the complete things, how you need to do the survey, how you need to find the drains, what are the things you need to do, that I will explain it to you.
The tip to the viewers, actually, if you are interested in getting any particular area surveyed, then please post it in your remarks. We will consider and we will pick one or two areas from that, and based on that we will conduct the next session. Watch out for this.
Can do that, sir. Sir, what we will do soon we will be having our Rajakalve survey, na?
Correct.
That mega project Mission Connect will be starting. When we start the Mission Connect, one day I'll spend some time and I'll show you how we do the on-ground survey.
Next question is, or rather it's a comment come question. In residential areas, homeowners modify the drain slabs and inlets as per needs so that no rainwater flows in near their gate or compound.
Sir, see, there are multiple type of drains. There are certain sewer drains which have been approved by the layout. They are not part of the Rajkalvas. Those drains are made according to the design of the approved plan. They can do any fancy thing that the competent authority, RWO, whoever is there, they need to object that. If it is a stormwater drain, builder has got no right to change the things. He has to go as per the approval given or the path change given.
I think this particular comment refers to the roadside drain, where the houses near the road actually temper with that.
Sir, those are all sewer drains, sir. Sewer drains normally doesn't fall in the purview of this unless they are the Rajkalves.
Next question is the mapping of Rajkaluve you have marked in Google Earth available to download?
No, it is not, because it's a proprietary thing and a lot of maps has been pushed, and because we are working on those and a lot of things we don't want it to go out to the encroachers. They need to be aware about the things what we are doing.
Next question is, some house owners are micro encroachers. Basically, they increase the height of the drain slab and modify inlets and all that. Is there any government action on those?
Yeah, exactly. Because the Pursabe and all, they have got empowered to check that and to initiate action. And BBMP has got power to inspect and initiate action. If they are violating, it is the civic authorities' job to do that.
Next question is there any easy legal course available to the buyer if the seller has encroachment in the land which is sold?
Go and complain to the deputy commissioner of the district. He will initiate action against the builder.
So the typical problem is that buyer actually fears for his,
That's the problem. That's the problem. When Bangalore District Commissioner J. Manjunath was there, in fact, he told me so many times that if someone tries to fool around or someone tries to cheat the innocent buyers, please bring it to me. I'll initiate a case against the builder. That's how we used to operate. In fact, we have published the list of all the illegal layouts available in Bangalore Urban. You can go and check in the website. We have given with survey numbers. All the illegal layouts are there.
So is there some indemnification for the buyer in this?
That question we need to discuss it in detail, and we need to analyze on that, sir.
Because otherwise people will not dare to come out, that is the problem.
No, once you give the complaint, we will initiate action.
Yes, but if the action is taken on the property, that means the immediate action is on the buyer himself.
See, you need to understand, sir, if it is a violation, the property buyer is also part of it.
Yes.
That's why I told caveat emptor.
Is there an option to realign kaluways to save houses which have been built on them?
Pardon, sir?
If houses have been built on some kaluway, is there any option to realign that kaluway?
No, there is only answer is demolition. You realign, where you will realign, where you will take that train.
How to get Tiffany for specific survey number?
Sorry, sir. One contradictory point that recently we hear that BBMP is trying to take the diversion. They will not be able to demolish all the buildings. That's what the news is.
If land available.
Okay.
If the land person is not objecting.
Okay.
If the elevation is matching. If the water can flow.
Sure. Okay.
Understood. Got a special powers to do that.
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Next thing is, it's a related question to the earlier question. How to get, what is the process to get Tiffany for specific survey number?
Apply with land records, this is the taluk officer.
Next question is, if land is DC converted, can there be drain? Or can there be a part of selling land? Can a legal course be taken against the seller?
So DC, this thing there, first you need to see without getting survey sketch, no DC will convert the land.
So once the conversion is there, that means it is there is no likelihood of any problem being there.
No, sir. How you done the layout, whether he left the drain or not. I gave the drain in the survey sketch, but he has not implemented on the ground. That's what is happening. In 99% of the case, document is correct, but the builder is violated.
Oh.
But documentation wise, it's correct because no deputy commissioner or no survey officer will sign and give the drain in somewhere else. We know our limits. We will not sign for the wrong things. A person like me will never do that.
Next question, actually, I can reply. The question is, can a team of citizen scientists and technical experts build an interface to cross-reference the available files or data against GIS data of all these waterways and drains? So the answer is that, we are building that. ATREE is building a database of all lakes, which we are trying to expand to drains, but getting drain data is very difficult. It is available with BBM.
Sir, it is like most impossible thing. It will take time.
Yes.
Even if we do something and something goes wrong with our data, then we will be held responsible for that. It's always better.
We cannot give guarantee because it is as received. And one more source of data is, please check out Open City. There is a website called Open City. OpenCity.in is a website where we actually collect data and upload it there. For example, RMP 2031 is withdrawn from its official location, but we still have a copy. So people, although it is not in effect, it has gone to court, but I mean, it was rejected, I believe. But whatever data they have collected, including existing land use and planned land use, for what's it worth, actually we have kept a copy, so people can refer to that. Next question is there a simple way to find a survey number if any drain is going?
Open Dishank.
Next question is, how can we have a survey for a particular lake, Kitaganur Lake, coming under Kitaganur Panchayat with MI as a custodian?
Kitaganar, look, please write it to MI. If you require any help for that, please come to me and speak to MI people.
Now the stormwater drain related questions.
Yes, sir.
First thing is how to ensure that the micro plan for dredging the stormwater drain is adhered to, because there is a plan, but people don't know when it is scheduled and whether to keep an eye on that.
It is like a traffic rules. You violate, you instantly get fined. If I don't enforce it properly, you will never follow the rules. Similar way, we all need to monitor and write complaints to them.
So speaking from our own experience, that micro plan needs to be known to the local people, and then they can actually chase it.
Yes.
And many times the dredging was not done properly, scientifically, etc.
They don't do, sir. They don't do. That's the problem, sir.
Yeah, we actually had to
sir, because 99% of the people in the country doesn't know what is Rajakalave. Whatever the drain they see, that they see only sewer drains.
There is one question, probably it is already covered, but can you please again summarize what are the different category of kaluves, what are their buffer zones, and which one of them is called Raj Kaluve?
Sir, all are for the is a Raj Kaluve only. See, the primary Kaluve and above is always a Raj Kaluve in the local parlance. For us, the category of drains we consider, category 1 is above 22 feet. Category 2 is 16 feet plus, and 69 feet is the category 3rd column. Category 3rd column is always we are seen as a sluice drains. Category 2 is category 2 and 1 is the Raja Kalves. Sometimes Raja Kalve goes more than 22 feet, goes up to the 150 feet. Sometimes it's 200 feet. And Raja Kalves are for category 1 is not always a consistent. Sometimes it swells, sometimes it reduces, because it all depends upon the course of movement, what it is doing. Once again, I'll show you one sketch. With there, you can see the changing size of this stormwater.
Next question is, how will the Raj Kaluves be cleaned and made free to flow?
Sir, that depends. Different type of Raj Kaluves we have, and a different needs to type of solutions we need to put. Sometimes outside from outside we can clean it through excavator. Sometimes excavators needs to go inside the drains and clean. Transportation is another big challenge. It is like full of challenges.
Next question is, if the lake itself is gone, for example, KGA golf course, is there any meaning for their rest of the network of kaluves leading to such lakes?
Sir, lake has gone, stormwater drain is still there, no?
Yes, but it is not leading to that lake. There is no connectivity.
No. Whether it is whether there is a connection or not, that we need to ensure.
Correct.
One or the other day, it will get reclaimed.
Yes. So that, for example, our Chalagatta Lake actually, which has got converted to golf course. Now that
Mother Nature will reclaim, sir. We need to remember one thing: water has got memory. Have you heard about this?
So next question, is there any way to decide the size of these drains? I suppose the questioner actually meant new drains to be made in a new area where drainage is.
How can you make new drains in new areas, sir?
Because otherwise the drain sizes are already decided.
No. Who will give the space for you to make drains until unless some layout or something is coming up by the government or the private person? You can't go on to make drains in someone else's place, right? The drains are always there in the record. You can only go and make those drains.
Next question, which I think already covered, is difference between Rajkaluve and drain. I think roadside drain he meant.
Yes, sewer drains we have told, sir.
Next question is, who is responsible if the builder sold plots including the drain?
And then you will go to jail.
Next question.
Section 192A, if it is then you will go to jail. One case has happened recently. BMTF has lodged an FIR against the builder as well as the seller. Yes, sir.
You have already answered this question, but I'll just cover the question. In areas where full urbanization has happened and stormwater drains encroached, what is the solution, as there won't be space left to build new ones?
See, unless you don't make a way for the water to go, you will not be able to survive in that place. I'll tell you one thing. Even a Vidhana Sabha built on the Rajakaluve, you have to demolish the Vidhana Sabha to let the Rajakaluve go. That's the rule of the nature. If you got an opportunity to divert that, you please divert that by taking the proper permissions. Otherwise, you face the problem what the way our people are facing in Bangalore. Today it is Marathalli, today it is Bellanduru, tomorrow it will be Nagavara, day after it will be Abbala, after that it is Vidyaranapura, then some days afterwards it will be Uttaralli, after that it is Electronic City. Sir, I am telling you from 3 years, I am crying with people about the importance of stormwater drain. None of these people understood what actually the stormwater drains. It's just a warning. Today, people are doing hanky-panky things and getting away with the fancy this thing. Please don't do that. Don't try to fool around with Mother Nature. Whoever has cheated a god water will never be able to survive or flourish. Any king, for that matter, in the history always respected Mother Nature. Yes, sir. Next question, sir.
Yes, sir. We have practically covered all the rest, actually. So I think we can end this session.
If anyone has got any question.
Sir, I have a question. This
Yes,
is
sir, Ram, sir, please.
Yeah, can I go? Yeah. So this is between Dodanakundi Lake and Mahadevpura Lake. Sir, so Mahadevpura Lake, both are very close by, right? Around 1 or 2 kilometers basically. But Mahadevpura Lake is completely surrounded by the IT park, Bagmani. So is there as you said, the Rajkaluve connects from one lake to the another lake, right? Are there any connection? Maybe we can survey this in the next exercise if you have time.
Chetan, this particular thing we need to specifically look at that one.
Yeah.
What we will do is we will look at if there is any connection, other things. Maybe you can just put your mail, one mail to friendsoflakes@gmail.com.
Sure.
We have put the contacts over here. So friends, 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 OF of LAKES lakes@gmail.com. And immediately we will send you the map. We have got certain maps and other things. So we'll send you the map and you can identify where the Rajakaluve is. If there is a connecting Rajakaluve, we will surely send you that one.
Yeah. Friends of Lakes, right?
Friends of Lakes, FRIENDS, friends, OF of LAKES lakes. Friends of Lakes, both are plural. Friends of Lakes @gmail.com.
Thank you.
Again,
Captain, can I share your mobile number with your permission?
Yeah, please, sir.
Please look at the chat. I have shared his number. You can copy and use it for future correspondence.
But I request all of you, when I'm not picking up the call, please leave a message. Because most of the time I will be busy with the government official work. When I will not be able to speak to you people, then you leave the message, I'll get back to you.
So we will be concluding this particular course session.
Last question.
Okay, the last question. Yeah.
Yes, last question from my side. Thank you again. Sir, Captain Sir, actually, I have one specific question for me.
Yes, sir.
Actually, one of the SWD drain in the Bretanagar is going to a neighboring layout. In case if that layout, neighboring land, the land is a single owner. Suppose if he wants to divert adjacent to his compound, like adjacent to our compound, if BBMP approve it, will it impact, because it will impact our buffer zone, new buffer zone will come and it will impact us.
See, that's why you got a rule.
Okay.
If you got an objection, you can't bring the drain next to you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If at all is bringing drain next to you, you need to leave that much of buffer zone from your starting point.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
You will not get impacted. That rule you need to know. Most of the people don't know that rule.
Yes, sir. Same.
And Bhupati, one more thing is, before doing that survey of giving that particular area or whatever it is, you are supposed to given an this thing is supposed to be given a notice, and you also should be made party to this particular change that is happening. So this change cannot happen. If at all, if it happens without your knowledge or something and other things and all, you can always claim it back that you are because you are also now part owner. Any survey or anything else to put all those things, the other person also who is owning the property, other property also needs to be called. So you can always go ahead and put this thing telling that you are never invited and this thing cannot happen. You will come to know moment he is putting a drain. So moment is putting a drain, you can always take an objection at that moment also. Captain sir, I am right, sir?
Yes, sir.
So we will be concluding this session.
Thank you.
So thanks to all of you, and quite a few of them have been staying back. We were looking at a 2-hour session and it has gone for a 3-hour session, and as we expected also. So we are very happy. Many of them, practically more than 100 of them, sat back for a full 3 hours to understand. And we know that many of you are aggrieved parties, and we do understand many of you have bought your plots without even knowing that how to deal with without knowing that there's a Raja Kalwe, or now suddenly you are your house is coming on the Raja Kalwe or some things like that. And at the same time, we wanted everybody to understand that how do they go about understanding how to test, how to understand if you are buying a property, what and all you need to look at. And we will be making an FAQ. Nagesh sir will be making an FAQ in English, and we'll also do it in Kannada for all people to understand that before buying any property, what are the things that you may have to look into? What are the papers that the developer or the builder has to give it to you? With regarding to any, especially apartments, Nagesh already has the kind of list with him. So apartment dwellers, please contact Nagesh to get you the full list of what it means to even before the MC takes over. At the same time, there is a STP guide also, which we have told that how do you see that, what is an STP and how do you understand all those kind of things. All those things, and we do have in our YouTube channel, IUWM, that is Integrated Urban Water Management, which is actually a collaboration between Friends of Lakes and then ATREE CIS and Biome and Bangalore University. We have put together with Santhosh Sir's Anekal Federation also together. We all are collaborating on to bring this kind of knowledge to everyone, and especially when it comes to lake rejuvenation, when it comes to Raja Kalwes, especially on the water. That's what we call it as integrated urban water management. And we request any amount of volunteers are less for us. We request volunteers can join us. Please write to friendsoflakes@gmail.com, FRIENDS, friends, OF of LAKES, all in one line. friendsoflakes@gmail.com, and we will see to it that in appropriate groups you are placed, and we can have furthermore discussions. Not only discussions, let us do something that is valuable for our future generation to understand. So all those things we are doing, and for that reason we need volunteers and we will be engaging you in different works that you are more professional in. And I thank Captain Santhosh for spending his whole practically morning till afternoon for giving us this detailed information on Raja Kalwes, drains, and giving us an insider view of what it would be like, in the revenue department, how they do the things, how the survey happens, all this kind of things for us. And it has been really been a very, for many of us, it has been awakening kind of, or a kind of session, which has really gave us a lot of knowledge. And we thank Captain Sir for giving us this one, not only serving the nation, now he's serving each and every individual of Bengaluru also like this by giving us the knowledge. So that is again, thank you, sir. Thank you for the...
Ram sir, I'll just take next 5 minutes. Just next 5 minutes, I'll play a video. Just watch that video. You'll understand complete about the how Rajakalve transforms the whole lake system. And after 5 minutes, we will leave the whole this thing, sir.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Ram sir and Santhosh sir, there's only one thing that I'd like to request from my side and everyone. There are many people who want to contact all of you, and you've given contact details. Santhosh sir gave his contact number, Ram sir said the website address, but because you guys were talking normally, many people wouldn't have noted it down. If possible, contact numbers or website addresses, one shot, if it can be played on the chat, anyone can note it down.
Yeah, that we will ensure that
as I'm speaking this, I mean, I am sharing all the numbers, including Captain Santhosh's number once again. Please note it down. As you saw, while the Captain plays the video, we are still available. Once the session closes, the chats will not be available. So please note it down. I am just going to put all the contact details here.
Okay, sir. Now I'm going to start.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Please go ahead, sir.
And we will be ending this whole thing with this video.
ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಚಂಪಕಾ ನದಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪುರಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇದರ ಅರಸು ಧನ್ವ. ಈತನ ಆಡಳಿತ ಇಂಧನ ವೈಭೋಗವನ್ನೇ ನಾಚಿಸುವಂತದ್ದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಈ ಚಂಪಕಾ ನದಿಯ ವೈಭವ. ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ ಚಂಪಕಾ ನದಿ ಅರಸ ಇಂದ್ರ ಎಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಂಬ ಯೋಚನೆಯೇ ನಿಜ. ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನೇ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನೇ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂದು ಆ ಅರಸ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಚಂಪಕಾ ನದಿ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನದಿ ಇಂದು ಮುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲೂ ಅದು ಕೆರೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಿಂದಿನ ವೈಭವವನ್ನು ಅದು ಸಾರುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈ ಕೆರೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಜಾವಾಣಿಯ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಮಡಿಲ ಮಾತು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಟಾಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನಾನು ಕೆರೆ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್. 1100ರಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನಾಡಿದ ಚೋಳರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೆನ್ನಾಗರ, ಜಿಗಣಿ, ವಿಧದ ಕುಪ್ಪೆ ಕೆರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ಚಂಪಕಾ ನದಿಯ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿದ್ದ ಮುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿತ್ತೆಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋಡಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸುವಾಗ ಅದು ನಿಲ್ಲಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಇಂದಿನ ರಾಜರು ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರ ಸಲಹೆ ಮೇರೆಗೆ ವೀರಭದ್ರೇಶ್ವರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯ ದೇವಾಲಯವನ್ನು ಕೋಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಿದರು. ತದನಂತರ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಪುನರುಜ್ಜೀವನಗೊಂಡಿತು. ಈ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲಷ್ಟೇ ಕೆರೆ ಕೋಡಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಂಡಿತು. ಈ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನು ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅರಸರು ಪುನರುಜ್ಜೀವನಗೊಳಿಸಿದರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿವಿಜಿಯವರು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಚಿತ್ರಶಾಲೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭತ್ತದ ಗದ್ದೆ ಇತ್ತೆಂದು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಗ್ರಾಮ ವೀಳ್ಯದೆಲೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತೆಂದು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬರಲು ಕಾರಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಭತ್ತದ ಪೈರು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಹೆಸರಿತ್ತು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಮುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲೂರು ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಎಂಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸವಿದೆ. ಈ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದೇವಾಲಯವು ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ ನೀರು ಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದರಂತೆ ಮುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯುದ್ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವ ಮುನ್ನ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ ಪೂಜೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನವೇ ದಂಡು ಮಾರಮ್ಮ ದೇವಾಲಯ.
ಈ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತಾಯಿ ದಂಡು ಎತ್ತಿ ಬಂದುವಾಗ ಅವರು ಈ ತಾಯಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ.
ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುವ ಮುತ್ತಾನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆ ಸುಮಾರು 600ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಎಕರೆ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಕೆರೆ ಸುಮಾರು 25 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ತುಂಬಿದೆ, ಕೋಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣ ಇಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒತ್ತುವರಿ ತೆರವಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಚರಣೆ. ಆ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಗಳನ್ನು ತೆರವುಗೊಳಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆಯನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಸ್ಥಳೀಯರು ಪಣತೊಟ್ಟರು. ಇದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಟಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಿದರು. ಇವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಹೋರಾಟಗಳು ಇಂದು ಫಲ ನೀಡಿವೆ. ಅವರು ಜನರನ್ನು ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿಸಿದರು. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ನಡೆಸಿದ ಹೋರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಗಳು ತೆರವಾಗಿವೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಆಗುತ್ತಲೂ ಇವೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಕೆರೆಗಳು ನೀರನ್ನು ಕಾಣುತ್ತಿವೆ.
ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೀ ಆನೇಕಲ್ ತಾಲೂಕೆ ಅಮಾನಿ ಕೆರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಅಮಾನಿ ಕೆರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೆರೆ. ಇದು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 500-600 ಎಕರೆ ಜಾಗ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಭತ್ತ ಬೆಳೆದಂತ ಅಮಾನಿ ಕೆರೆ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿತ್ತನೆ ಭತ್ತ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೆ ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಈ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಸುಮಾರು 50-60 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಒತ್ತುವರಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಗದ್ದೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಯೋಕ್ ಸಹ ರೈತರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂತ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ಯುವಕ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದು ಈಗ ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಮಾಂಡರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಅಂತ. ನಿಜವಾಗೂ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಸಲ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಮನವಿಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ವಿ, ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಗಳು ತೆರವಾಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಷ್ಟೇ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವ ವಹಿಸಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗಾಗ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಸುಮಾರು 3 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕೆಲಸನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. 4.5 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ತಕರಾರು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ರೈತ ಬಾಂಧವರು ತಾನಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದಲೆ ಬೆತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆ ಅಂತಿದೆ ಆ ಕೆರೆವರೆಗೂ ಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಂತು. ನಿಜವಾಗೂ ಈ ಕಾಲುವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ನೀರನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆ ಸುಮಾರು 30 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ತುಂಬಿ ಕೋಡಿಯದಿಂದ ಭತ್ತದ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 40 ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣವೂ ಇದೆ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆ ಕೋಡಿಯರಿದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ನೀರು ಹೋಗಿ ಭತ್ತದ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಸೇರಲು ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಈಗ ತೆರವು ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಭತ್ತದ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬಿ ತುಳುಕುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಕುಮಾರ್. ಅವರು ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾರೆ ಎಂದು ಅವರನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳೋಣ, ಬನ್ನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್.
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಟ್ವೀಟಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್, ಬಹಳ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆ ಹೋಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಇದು ವಿವರ ಕೊಡಿ.
ಸರ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸೊಳ್ಳೆಪುರದ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದಂತ ಕೆರೆ. ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಕೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಸರಿಸುಮಾರು 4.5 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೆರೆ. ಈ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಕೊಂಡಿ ಒಂದು ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರಿನ 57ನೇ ಸರ್ವೆ ನಂಬರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಶುರುವಾಗುವಂತ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ ಹರಿದು ಮುಂದೆ ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರು ಅಮಾನಿ ಕೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಹರಿದು ಸಮನಹಳ್ಳಿ, ಸೊಳ್ಳೆಪುರ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಸೊಳ್ಳೆಪುರದ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗದ 60 ಸರ್ವೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಮತ್ತು 63ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೆರೆಯನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಒಂದು ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ. ಕಾಲಾನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 30-35 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಈ ಕಾಲುವೆ ಮುಚ್ಚುವಾಯಿತು. ಇದನ್ನ ಒತ್ತುವರಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತೋಟಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೊಂದು ಖಾಸಗಿ ಒಂದು ಉಪಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಂತ ನೀರು ಈ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಯಿಂದ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಬೇರೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗವಾಗಿರೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಂದು ನೆರೆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದು ಸಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ನೀರು ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಯಿಂದ ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದು ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬರೀ ಮಳೆಯ ನೀರು ಏನ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಕ್ಕನಹಳ್ಳಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ಅಂದರಹಳ್ಳಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಆ ನೀರು ಮಾತ್ರ ತುಂಬುತ್ತಾ ಕೆರೆ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬೋದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾಲಾಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಅದರ ಒಂದು ದಂಡು ಏನು ನಾವು ಕೋಡಿ ಅಂತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಹ ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಬೇರೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಕೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಹರಿಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹರಿದು ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕಿದ್ರು. ಮಾಯವಾದ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟಂತ ಒಂದು ಯಾತ್ರೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಮುತ್ತನಲ್ಲೂರಿನಿಂದ ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆಯವರೆಗೆ ಈಗ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಸತತವಾಗಿ 100 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಚರಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಯಂತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೋರಾಟ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಸೈನ್ಯಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಅನೇಕ ದಾನಿಗಳು, ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು, ಸರ್ಕಾರೇತರ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಪಡೆದು ಈ ಕಾಲುವೆನ ಅಗದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾಲುವೆನ ಅಗದ ನಂತರ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ಅದು ತಕ್ಷಣವೇ ಇದೊಂದು ಕೆರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಇದು ಹರಿದು ಬಂದು ನೀರು ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬಿದೆ. ಈ ಭತ್ತಲ ಕೆರೆ ತುಂಬಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನೀರು ಒಂದು ಈ ಕಾಲುವೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಆ ಕೆರೆಯು ಸಹ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬಿದೆ.
ನೋಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಕೆರೆ ಒತ್ತುವರಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಗಳ ಅಕ್ರಮ ಬಳಕೆಯನ್ನು ತೆರವುಗೊಳಿಸಿದರೆ ನೀರು ಹೀಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ನಮ್ಮಜ್ಜ ಅವರಜ್ಜ ನೋಡಿದ ವೈಭವ ಅದು ನಮಗೇಕೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಕೈಕಟ್ಟಿ ಕೂರುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಬಹುದು ಎಂಬುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಮುತ್ತಾರನ್ನೂರು ರಾಜಕಾಲುವೆಯೇ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ. ಇಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಉದ್ದಗಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಯುವಕರು ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಬಹುದು. ಪರಿಸರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಬಹುದು, ನೀರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬಹುದು ಅಲ್ಲವೇ? ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಟಾಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Hello, sir. Now we are through.
And
I would like to make mention of two people actually. One is Padma, and other is Shashank Palur. These two people have contributed a lot for this program, and they are also our collaborators for many other projects as well. Thank you, both of them.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks to all of you.
Thank you everyone for attending this workshop. We'll close the session here.
Thank you very much for the very good session and